Welcome back to episode 55 of Around the Mage Table. I am Frank, joined here by some donkeys. We'll start by saying hello to Lithian. Lithian, how are you doing today?
55? Man, that's a lot.
Well, you've only been here for like 10 of them, you know?
It's fine, it's fine.
You missed the middle.
Yeah, I missed the middle. It's fine.
We've been getting some comments saying that you should be removed to bring back Technique and Shawnee. I know Shawnee's not coming back without a huge list of demands in his contract, but you know, if Technique does decide to come back, do you think you'll be the first to go?
Yeah, sure. I mean, whatever.
Well, our true fans, aka the 3 people who are watching when we first started, know that Lithian is the OG. He
is the OG.
In the first episode.
In fact, Lithian was in the original pilot episode that never aired.
Oh God, it was 4 hours of my life I'll never get back.
Just actually, can we take a little lore here, because I feel like this is something Max brought it up in his stream. Like, what the hell is around the Mage Table mean? We know, like, we've talked about it, but the Mage Table being like what the mage drops at the start of a key when you want your water or whatever. But the idea behind the show originally was supposed to be an Around the Horn ripoff from ESPN. And Lithian, you said that it's now easy for us to make the software that I could take away and give points. But I'm worried that if we did take that software, or to take that format, you and Ioski would just be so quickly drowned out by Scrap. And either she would end the episode with plus 10 points or minus 100.
Dude, the only thing you need to do to make the show worse is make it competitive.
The thing is,
oh my God,
Around the Horn is no longer around, but Around the Mage Table is. So what does that show?
We've lasted. They had, I think they had like what 3,000 episodes, and you know we're at 55. Speaking of wasted talent, Scrap, how you doing?
I don't know how to take that. I'm doing good.
You were 9th or 11th on the DPS meter when we talked about you switching to prio damage today.
Hold on. We don't need to bring that up.
Okay, we won't.
Below Blicky.
My parses were, hold on. Out of
tough.
the 3 of us, whose parses were gray and whose were not gray? Because it was you guys.
I have some green and blue per eye level.
Great. Now I'm going to pull it up. Look what you're making me do.
No, don't pull it up.
No. All right.
No, don't
While
pull
I'm
it
doing
up.
that, Io, how are you doing today,
You're
bud?
telling a lie.
God, I'm in trouble.
I'm doing pretty good. We just got done with a raid of a bunch of memeable moments that I'm excited to scour through the clips for.
Don't.
Oh God. Are you pulling up a specific fight? Pull up the rankings.
Also, I looked it up. Is Pion Maelstrom?
Pi is on Maelstrom. Don't worry. I've got him.
Okay.
We got our Race to World first coverage coming up. Don't worry. Well, I guess we should just jump in. We've got a lot to talk about today. We've got obviously season 3, which we put on ice because of the midnight reveal. However, the midnight reveal wasn't really the midnight reveal, it's just the cinematic reveal. Now today we have a ton of things to talk about from Gamescon and how fragmented Gamescon coverage was. But before we do, let's go on ahead quickly and check in on our wheel characters. Everyone's been fascinated with this. In fact, I've even gotten a ton of requests from people to join it late. I told them, no, we can't do that, but we will have another run of the wheel.
Season. Yeah, this might keep up with one season if we all stay friends by the end of it.
Well, it's not going to be competitive to the point where I think we're going to be toxic to each other. It's just that we're going to be so removed from each other.
We'll see.
I'm gonna get a sound thing for the next time we go to the wheel for like the Price is Right. But for now, I'm just gonna be like, it's the wheel.
Yep.
There.
Bro, you've done 35 keys. I feel like you've done more.
I feel like I've done more than that.
Yeah, this is a little dated. Lithian, you gotta get on top of this. Okay, so quickly, and I messaged this to Scrap earlier, but I told her, I said, I have a feeling that it's really just going to come down to me and her competing against each other because we're two competitive assholes. And we both agreed that Mojo might make a run for it because he is elemental, which I think will shape up to be a meta spec for the season.
Mojo's a dark horse, and
he's a dark horse.
He's a really good player. Like he
likes elemental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's good at everything he picks up.
This guy right here probably will never see anything past 2K because no one will invite Fury Warriors, you know?
Yeah, that's Phoenix.
That's same with me.
The other Fury Warrior.
Except
this guy, terrible.
Yeah.
I hear he parses in the grays.
I probably do because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I just push the red button, dude, and it goes pow, pow, pow.
The Affliction one is Frank. You finally hit the 2K.
Well, and so I've had 0 tier set up until today, and I haven't had a chance to run with it yet to see how much of damage it makes. I have a really good vault for him, but I can't decide what to do because tier set is in there as well, so I'm going to sneeze here in a second. Or am I? No, I'm not. Okay.
So
Um,
exciting.
but yeah, like I've had 0 tier set, so I'm sure I'm parsing gray on him. But not much else going on for Mayo, who hit the cap and got some gear and then said, fuck this shit.
So here's the thing. The last time you guys did a little random roll spec thing, nobody really did it. So I thought this was going to be an easy slam dunk win for the old IO wheel here. But it turns out that everyone has far exceeded my expectations. I'm not ready to give up. I'm looking through every possible loophole I can to see if there's some possible way I can cheat. And I might try to find a way to actually somehow get into keys on Outlaw. We'll see. So don't give in yet, IO fans.
Well,
we're getting there.
Last time there was no money on the line though.
That's true.
And a lot less trash talking. So
that's also true.
Outlaw's pretty good. I love Outlaw, dude.
As everyone likes to bring up, it's a sprint, not a marathon. So maybe I'll leave the house one of these days.
It's a marathon.
Whatever, shut up.
No, it's
we got the whole season.
Speaking of the sprint,
Scrappy.
Scrap is thoroughly enjoying.
It doesn't have the most recent runs.
Yeah, no, I haven't.
No, someone doesn't log all their runs, even though the rules say to.
She has a 12. I think she has a 12.
No, I haven't timed a 12 yet, but I did.
But you did complete a 12.
Your score is reflecting the 12s.
Yeah, the score is correct.
No, it's not. That's all 11s. I think I +2 and 11, so that's why it's 27.
Yeah, your score is correct. It just doesn't have
regular troll. Are you a regular troll?
Yeah, just a regular troll.
Cool.
But yes, I did hit 2,700 last week, so which is considerably higher than my main is currently.
It's upsetting, actually.
I also didn't foresee that E-Team was not going to be doing as many keys this tier, so you guys have plenty of time to do wheel stuff.
No.
We're doing
we're going to do more.
Keys whenever we can. The problem is everybody's schedule is all over the place.
Well,
yeah,
we're also going to hit a wall soon where if Blicky doesn't start doing some DPS and Shawnee doesn't start doing some DPS, I'm going to have a heart-to-heart with them.
What?
It's okay. I do enough DPS for both of us. I almost got 9 million in that.
I'll make sure not to let them know, not to make sure they're privy to those conversations.
Don't worry, Shawnee doesn't watch the podcast because he's so fucking angry about it. Which, oh shit, I still haven't listened to is, okay, so we'll just give a quick shout out to Thrall's Balls.
Yeah.
Did I mention this last week? I don't think
No, we didn't because there was so much
on Spotify. It is a podcast for WoW. They joined us, very friendly, so I want to give them a shout out. They did a expose featuring Shawnee and the I guess the exodus of Shawnee leaving the show. I haven't had a chance to listen to it, but IO and Lithium, you have. So Crap, have you listened to
a bit of it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was all right.
Spill the tea. Is there anything I need to know?
No, not really.
You're the worst.
Yeah, it's definitely
well, the comments already know that.
Yeah, I don't know. It was fine. I think if you're someone who likes having like me, who likes having WoW podcasts on your other monitors while you're doing world quests, it's definitely a cool one to throw on because they talk about some funny stuff. And then the Shawnee episode for sure. If you like the crossover, maybe we'll get one of them on here to spill some tea about their castmates or something. I don't know, but
nah.
Okay. Well, let's go straight into the news. We have had the Race to World First happen. So first and foremost, here's the Race to World First. If you haven't seen it yet, spoilers. I need to pull the. Okay, so I put us. This is heroic, by the way.
Our Race to World First.
Oh wait, this isn't updated yet. Why isn't it updated? Well,
maybe theirs isn't updated.
We've cleared Forge Weaver Ares or whatever his name is, and we have almost killed the Soul Hunters. We got like 9% on that one and had to call it a night. Wait. We cleared Forge Weaver and Soulbinder, and now we're working on Soul Hunters. Our friendly neighborhood guild Pi seems to have not made any progress. So fuck them. But
our rival guild.
Yeah, our rivals.
For those and they don't know that they are.
They don't know they are, but they are.
Echo.
But the actual guilds that anyone cares about, Liquid, Echo, and Method, have completed the Race to World First. If you haven't seen it, which I know Scrap you haven't, it was widely considered the best Race to World First ever. Dimensius on Mythic apparently is one of the hardest, if not the hardest bosses ever. So good luck on that, Ayaski.
How many pulls was it?
It was like
380 something.
50 or something like that. Plus,
So they had to basically every time they wiped, they had their healers use lust on themselves before the pull to be sated, so they could get a second lust for the healers specifically in the last phase of the fight, because there was this really brutal overlap, I guess. So that that was how fine tuned it was that they had to kind of cheese lust a bit, so definitely was one of the harder bosses for sure.
It's a cool strategy. We should try that.
And so just so everyone knows, like each phase is uniquely very hard. We'll talk about the raid comp in a second, but they didn't go in it with a bunch of arcane mages, but they had to switch to at least 2, I think, for phase 2 because like arcane mage profile is like perfect for it. But yeah, like every phase was insanely difficult and very hard to execute. There was no gray area of, you know, oh, I can make a little mistake. 390 pulls, scrap 389 pulls for that.
How many do they normally do? It's like around 300?
250 is like a sweet spot, I'd say, but Ansarek was 450, I think.
Yeah, Ansarek was over 400.
Why was Ansarek so high?
Well, because she was also very hard.
The first phase was really hard with the web blades and stuff, I guess, on Mythic.
Gotcha. Yeah, I remember them nerfing that into the fucking ground.
Like, this can't be right. Oh, no, they could,
and also in this one, I think they were lusting in the first phase just to see more of the fight, and then once they moved it to P3, they had to reprog the first phase because they had to do it without lust. So
yeah, I remember us struggling on the first phase of that, and then they nerfed it. They didn't have as many horrible web circles out or whatever.
I meant Dimensius, but yeah, the same thing there. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, just so there's a bigger narrative going on, Liquid 3-peat, and they did all 3 raids of an expansion, which is a first.
Congrats to them.
Yeah, congrats to them. It was, again, very fun to watch. You could tell that Max, who's the raid leader for Liquid, went into the second to last day very confident, feeling really good. But then the last day, right before they actually got the kill, things were like the wheels were coming off, and you could tell it was like really taking its toll.
Tired.
Echo had like 2 back-to-back sub 1% pulls, and Liquid weren't even getting out of the first phase. And then I think they took a break, and then when they came back, they killed it in like a pull or 2. So
no, in the next pull, they had a 2 phase 1 wipes, and then I think they got to phase 3, but it was like very, very sloppy. And they said, "Look, everyone, go get a drink." They came back, they joked about doing more heroic splits, and then they just said, like, hey, we need to lock the fuck in. And they locked the fuck in.
Imagine having like the pull of your life and you're almost killed it, and then you hear the other guild killed it. Like, I don't blame him for being so like white in the face and just so like scared, because that's got to be real intense.
Dude, that sounds scary. Did you watch it live?
Did I watch it live?
No.
Yes, I did.
No. Oh, you did?
Yeah,
okay.
I did. Yeah. I like would listen to it on my AirPods, and then of course when you hear the casters going crazy, you're like, okay, I gotta take a peek. But you know, of course, nerd screams were as nerdy as they could be, but like, you could like, I mean, Max literally, as soon as he like realized what had happened, he started crying, like not weeping.
He's crying.
He was just like wiping his eyes, like, oh my god, because it was so stressful. And again, as I pointed out, Echo genuinely was like within a hair of winning that, and it was like taking its toll. Max had said that like the healers had all gotten sick because, you know, there was a patient 0 in there that like spread it to all the healers.
Oh no! All the healers were sitting together. You need to spread them out. So
well, not that, but they had like 7 or you know, a whole bunch of their players who couldn't come to LA to play because League was doing a competition there at the same time. And
do you suspect like chemical warfare? Like maybe the sickness got
implanted
in the healers?
You genuinely so there's another bit of drama there, but you genuinely think just like the Race to World First viewers do.
I just think it's kind of funny that all the healers got sick. Like that seems
so here's why. Because there's a mage that just joined their guild called Hopeful.
Oh,
he's a really good player. I think he does a whole bunch of mage videos and stuff. Anyways, the day the raid starts and they are like about to jump in, he gets banned for 6 months. And the reason why is
what did he do?
His old guild, when they killed the Gallywix, he was like done raiding, and a friend of his from his older guild was like, oh dude, my computer broke, and he lived about an hour away, and he's like, dude, could you like can I use your computer, blah blah blah, and Hopeful's like, dude, I'll just play for you, don't worry about it. And did account sharing, right? And he thought because they were only an hour away, like Blizz would just like never know.
Yeah.
But Blizz saw it, they flagged it, and banned him on the day of the race. But people
that's what's gonna happen to me when I do Race to World First. Cause
bye.
PTR.
I told you.
Well, the thing is that people are accusing it of being like a purposeful plant to like get him out of the race. Now he just created a new account, bought a new game, and or like power leveled the day of, and was fine.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever.
That's so sad though. What about his like spectral tiger and stuff?
Dude,
that he probably
he'll get his account back in 6 months.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Here's a quick screenshot of what we predicted would be in the raid. So we
Look
had
at all
2
those
Mistweavers,
freaking
Resto,
Oggs,
Holy.
dude.
Did we get that right? No Mistweaver, no Holy.
No.
Oh, there's one Druid. We got the Druid right, but no Mistweavers, no Holy. So,
So
we were
wrong.
way
I
off there.
remember-
We got
me
the
and-
Frost DK, right? Hell yeah.
I remember me and Scrap saying, Frank, they're gonna need 3 elemental shamans for this boss. Why are you putting 2 Ogg evokers? And you're like, no, bro, I got this. I don't know what you were thinking.
I stand by the
And
Oggs.
then you guys overruled me on the Arcane to Frost.
I said
I don't
I
know
said
anything about
arcane. but
Where are the
whatever.
hunters?
Biased.
No,
There's a
so that
Beastmaster,
okay.
yeah.
So thank you for bringing
I know.
that up,
I heard
Scrap.
the. I'm doing a
Oh,
segue. It's called a
you are.
segue. Yeah.
Okay, so this is a quote, a tweet, excuse me, from Liquid about the funniest part of this race was all the pre-tier DK raid buff discourse, only for hunters to be the buff that wasn't brought, and Dimmy required 2 warlocks and 2 DKs, the 2 classes that don't have a class. I wanted to save this for when we talk about paladins in a little bit, so can we come back to this later?
Of course.
Okay, let's put a pin in that.
What's wrong with paladins?
Oh yeah, dude, yeah.
We're
Oh,
gonna get to the
boy.
paladin drama.
But
Oh man.
we were really fucking bad at this. Did they? Yeah, they
We
had 2
lost.
devastate. What is that? Destruction warriors.
Destruction.
no
Oh, we said
affliction.
F. Yeah.
Yeah. We said there would be no.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a shadow priest. Okay, we did say that.
Without knowing the fight, I mean, it's really tough to predict. And also, they've had like 4 or 5 different comps throughout like 3 days worth of polls. So, I mean, it is what it is.
I'm
We'll come
surprised.
back.
I guess subtlety. I know that Rogue did really well, but I thought it would have been assassin. But I guess whatever.
Whatever. The first tier of.
They had a Windwalker?
Yeah, because they didn't have any other
Yeah.
buff to get it.
Oh yeah, they
Oh.
didn't have a Mistweaver. Wow.
At one point, they did have Oggs in their comp, though, didn't they? Because you told me, and I lost my mind.
They
I was
had
like,
Oggs
"Oh."
on like the 4th boss, but
Oh,
like
yeah, on other
Oh.
bosses.
Yeah.
A totally different random boss.
Yeah.
apparently that boss was like a huge raid wall too, and like had to be nerfed to the ground to get past them.
Oh, yeah.
But devastation was kind of required for Dimensius because there's like on the platforms, you know, the platforms where you kill the ads.
Yeah.
And the pushback happens. You
Oh,
effectively
you need the
you need
speed
like
thing?
all of them to be able to help you like move, you know, with the extra movement. What is it
Mhm.
called? The
Well, an Ogg can do that.
It is
No, of
cool.
course it is,
If you kill the ad before the second knockoff, you can get pushed off. But
Yeah.
then
then
Zalatath
mount?
just saves you.
Nice.
she'll
Zalatath
just
just
save you.
saves you and takes you to the lust phase or whatever.
Speed strat. Sick.
hmm
Well, anyways, Race the World first. Congrats, Liquid. It was a hell of a watch, and yeah, honestly, I would hope that one day one of us gets to go do a Race the World first cast where we are just sitting on the couch while all these experts and analysts and everyone's just like dissecting every little thing, and everything that said. Scrap just goes, "Wait, what does that mean?"
Yeah,
I have an
I didn't
idea
watch it.
for I have an idea for a niche where
Okay.
it's like somebody shoutcasting it, right? But they're doing it like an old timey radio show, and it's made just for like an audio listening. So it's like describing
Can you
physically what's
imagine?
happening.
Can you imagine that they get the world first kill and Scrap is calling it, going, "Yeah, see, so here we go. The talking
Yeah,
pictures."
yeah. Yes, yeah,
I-
it's something that's purely for an audio listener, right? Because I
I-
can see myself listening to it, or describing the tension in the room, Max's tears rolling down his face, and things like
oh
that.
my gosh.
I
that-
think
It's a
I think
niche
it
I can
was-
fill, I think.
I think it was JB who had a tweet talking about how sometimes when they go dark and they're doing their polls because they don't want the other team to see their strategies,
Yep.
that
Yeah.
they should just all go dark on the final boss and have their casters just cast it like an
Yes,
old time
yes,
radio
yes.
to get
Yes.
to
Okay, bring me in. I'll do it. I'm very descriptive. I'm an artist, so I'll describe the boss and
I don't know
the
about that.
setting and
They
You're
also
descriptive, you're manipulative.
they also
transmogs.
went dark on the Tazavesh hard modes, right?
Mhm.
Mostly because well, not
Oh, was
because
there
they
a
were worried
race?
about strats. What? No,
was
because
there a
they
hard mode race?
they were getting
No.
gear for the race, right?
Yeah.
But they
They
went
didn't
dark
care.
because I think they were more worried that if any of them failed, chat would just eviscerate them.
Yeah, if they
Yeah.
had like a blicky to not blink out too far.
Yeah. Has anybody come forward with an admission to a blicky? Like, is any of these guys like, yeah, we failed a Taz?
No,
No, it
they
sounds
all
like
they all
Valkyrie
got
did.
theirs done. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In fact, apparently
no
they got
blicks.
amazed. Like they all like rolled amazing on their gear.
We
and all got
we
what
kind
they
of
needed.
fell off. We said we were gonna try that every week, and we tried it the first week.
I said
and-
that to Frank the other day.
Well,
Yeah.
I
He
didn't
said,
even
"We
realize we were in the
forgot."
second week because I thought we were still in week 1. And honestly, I'm
Long
like
week.
running around the move. We've been going out of town every weekend because of birthdays and all this shit. So yeah, it's been chaos. Okay.
Well, I
Um,
definitely
Together,
wanna
Frank,
do it
while it was
this week.
happening.
Well, look, we are going to have another Race the World first in Midnight because we've had the raids announced, but something I just wanted y'all's opinion on whether you give a shit or not. So we're gonna have the first 2 raids are gonna launch with the season launch, but the second one will launch 2 to 3 weeks, is the quote, after, which means that everyone that's doing Race the World first will have all the time in the world they need to gear off these. There won't be any heroic splits, which crap, you don't know what those are, but they're torture on the viewer. And they'll go straight into March on Kel'Danas. Do you think this diminishes or waters down the Race the World first at all? That they'll have like everyone at the starting line at the same time?
Not really, because I mean, it's still something they can choose to do if they want to. They can do like a separate one for each one, but also I feel like it's kind of a community grassroots thing that they started, and they're really the only one who put any stake into it. So I don't think it diminishes it. I think anyone who enjoys it will enjoy watching the 3 weeks, seeing the gear they get, and then going, oh man, they're gonna really get in on this March of Quel'Danas. But also, I do think like the not even resets might play a part here, because if you have like a ton of gear from these first 3 raids and you go into this last one, and yeah, it might be tough, but if you have like a couple resets worth of gear, you might have a huge advantage. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do that.
Yeah, I think it'll be more interesting to see. Lithian. Oh, sorry, go on. Oh, I didn't know Lithian was saying.
He went well.
No, I think part of the excitement is watching them scramble to get gear and scramble to be the first ones to complete it with pretty mid item level at the start. And if they have a couple of resets and they get gear from other raids, I don't know if it'd be the same. It'd be a little different. That's all.
Well,
but it might be a race that you can watch all in one night if like everybody's already geared and like ready to go, and they already have their comp.
Well, that sucks.
It wouldn't be one night. It'd be like 3 days.
I might actually watch it.
But here's the problem. No, but here's the problem. I don't think that
you would actually watch it.
I don't think that they'll fly out all this staff to run a show for 3 days.
No,
so we won't see the big streams.
It wouldn't have the fanfare.
In fact, they'd all probably play from home. They wouldn't even come together. Yeah. So like Max's stream will do fucking really well, but not Liquid and not that it matters, but so
I think it sucks, but whatever. I don't watch them anyway.
Yep.
Well, let's talk more about bosses. Going into season 3 conversations. Scrap.
Yes.
How's the world boss been?
Oh, I sent a video today about the world boss is totally bugged out. It just sits there spewing fire and not doing any damage and not moving. And I was like, yeah, it was broken. I typed out, dude, is it broken? Everyone was like, shut up and enjoy it. It was really funny. Cracking me up.
I wasn't gonna talk about the bugginess of it until you brought up your video like earlier today, but honestly, it's a really hard world boss apparently. I've only done it once.
I still don't understand the phasing part.
All you gotta do is phase. If nobody phases, it takes forever to get it done.
When you say phase, though, do you mean like with your cloak?
Yeah. So you have to stand in a spot that's glowing on the ground. You hit your cloak and you go into the phase, and you could do damage on the boss again. But most people just stay out of phase and they don't do any damage.
I just wait for it to come out.
Well, I didn't.
Exactly. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I knew I had to phase, but I didn't know how to phase, and I think the reason was because I was doing it on my warlock, which I don't think he had the cloak at the time. And so I was just like, what do I do? So
the first week, I think it was overtuned, and then they ended up nerfing it. It was actually cool the first week, I will say. We did like a 10-minute poll on this with like the group I joined. There was 2 bloodlusts. It kind of reminded me of back in the day when you'd have like the 40-man world boss, which I didn't experience, but it's cool to kind of have that retro moment. But you do it one time, and then you're like, I never want to do that again. So it was fun to do it the one time, but
if it lasted 10 minutes, I'd like leave.
It did. It lasted a long time.
It was long,
that first week.
And it did a lot of damage. Like people actually needed to like I heal spec every time I do it because it does so much damage.
Yeah, do you okay, so on the subject of bugs then, we've had conversations in the past with like the 0.5 and 0.7 patches being really buggy, but there were quite a few bugs to start with this patch. However, I don't think they really lingered. I just wanted to see what you guys thought about.
Dude, Dawnbreaker is still broken.
Yeah, dude. Earlier today, I tried to sneak in a Dawnbreaker before raid. Literally, it was like
my
8
God.
p.m. I was like, just try to sneak into a 12, get my foot in the door in the 12s. And the healer was stuck in combat with something that was taking out a third of his health repeatedly. And he was like, I have to die. And so he jumped off the boat and got back on. And then he started getting whacked again. And he died like twice and we couldn't do anything. So the tank was like, I'm just going to pull the boss. And like, of course, the healer still died. Like, we couldn't figure out what was hitting him. But he was just, a third of his health was just trucking down. And it persisted through death. So,
It was a mob at the start. If you accidentally hit one of those mobs at the start, it'll keep just killing you.
But he died and came back to life and it started hitting him again.
It's bugged. Just like the boats are bugged. I fall through the freaking boat all the time.
Yeah, so, and I've never, in the past season with Dawnbreaker.
Hold on, time out.
Sorry,
time out. On the falling through the boat part, it does seem like they kind of have a solve for it by just immediately porting you back to like the spot.
No, I've fallen through the boat after that.
Okay, I've had it where when I fall through and it just immediately puts me back in like where the spawn room is.
No. So what I've never had that bug before, so I do think it is some kind of attempt to fix it because I don't think it was in the first season with Dawnbreaker. But like when you're in the actual Dawnbreaker and you go to fly to another boat and it just like teleports you inside the house,
dumps you into the house.
That's on purpose. That's on purpose.
No, but at one point,
on purpose?
The last time
I don't know what your examples are, but mine was that's where I took off. And immediately when I took off, I like clipped into the boat. So it ported me to make sure that I was like safe.
So Frank, the last time I did it,
do that for me.
The last time I did it, it ported me to the center, and then I immediately started falling through the floor.
like you fall, you go through the boat, then it ports you and you fall through again.
Yeah, I fell
now
through
you're
again.
turned, but it turned you around. And I'm tanking, so I went to the wrong boat that everyone else went to, and
I was in that key.
Yeah, it was so dumb. And then you complete the key, and you're happy the key is done, and you land on the final boat, and you're walking fucking backwards.
Oh, I figured out how to fix that. So this is a PSA to everybody. If you mount before the little boat takes you up, it'll happen. Don't mount. Just stay still. Just chill. Let the boat take you, and it won't happen.
Yeah, because they also fixed that bug. They fixed that bug by just having you port immediately to the boat, as opposed to it like in the past it would like drag you up there.
That?
Yeah. So in the past, what would happen is you'd get pulled onto the boat, but like the debuff would pop on you, and every let's say 1 out of 10 times, as you're floating up to the Dawnbreaker, you die. Right. Now what they do is once the boat picks you up, it immediately just ports you to the boat.
Oh, okay. I haven't noticed that.
But as you said, if you get on your mount beforehand, then you'll be flipped around and your keys are all
you have
backwards.
The walking backwards
So
bug.
Forget about Dawnbreaker. How about Streets? How many bugs have you had in Streets?
The first week of Streets, on the council boss, like nobody got the Devour. Was that with you, Lucian?
No, I wasn't
okay,
there.
I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember who I was with. But the Devour buff just never happened. So nobody ever got the the big buff that happens later. And also there were 30,000 balls that you could not walk.
Nobody could absorb them. It's
it
fine.
was
that was because the Devourer was missing though.
No, the Devourer was missing, which is a bug.
Of course.
The
but I'm saying like you just made it
buggy.
sound like there were 2 bugs when it was really just the one.
Oh, it was the one bug that bricked the key. So
has anybody had any issues with the mailbox boss?
No.
I don't think so.
That one used to be buggy.
They did a great job of fixing the briefcase part.
Yeah, they just broke other stuff. It's
well,
fine.
it hasn't been bugged
Okay,
yet.
so
had any issues with Streets personally. I mean, Dawnbreaker, I've seen bugs. Obviously, that's just Dawnbreaker at this point. But Streets, I haven't seen anything.
One more bug report while we're reporting to the bugs.
Which, by the way, you have not reported a single one of these.
No, I haven't.
We're reporting it to the people now.
Yeah, I'm reporting to the people, to the people. Okay, an Ecodome, the tank ran in and wiped, and we all died, and we were like reset, and it was reset. And the second everybody got up, the mobs were re-aggroed from a de-aggroed state and started chasing us down.
That happens.
Yeah, I was gonna say that happens usually because something or someone has like a dot that's lingering on it, or
that happens in Priory.
Everybody reset. Time. Everybody was dead.
Yeah.
And we were like, and the mobs went back to the positions they were in.
I know.
And then we got up. I've never seen that before.
It's an extreme case, but yeah.
Bricked the key. We only missed the timer by 30 seconds. It was a 12. So stupid.
On your wheel character, I'm sure.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah, I've had both the 12s I've tried were bricked by bugs, which was really fun.
outside of keys, I know at least the first couple days worth of quests, there were a lot of like I had to reload bajillion times.
Yeah, that was super annoying, and the fact that the story also sucked made me really hate the game.
Okay. You give me a good segue here. Okay.
Okay, segue. Are we done bug reporting?
Yeah. But okay, before we move on though, like rank it though. Is it acceptable or unacceptable?
No.
What? No,
I haven't had anything that I would consider unacceptable, but I also haven't been impacted like these two have. So it sounds like
what I consider unacceptable is bringing Dawnbreaker back and it still be broken.
Still broken.
They just patched it up with band-aids.
Can I give a case for Dawnbreaker? Because I was talking to Frank about this. I was in a Dawnbreaker, and I was just enjoying it. Dawnbreaker is such a cool-looking dungeon. It's such a cool idea. You can do so many routes. The bosses are all great. The boat thing is they shot a little bit too far with that one. But I would prefer they shoot for the moon and fall short than not shoot for the moon.
Yeah, but
however,
they brought it back.
It's been a full year.
Yeah, we brought it back. We voted.
Can we stop?
I didn't vote for it.
Yeah, look, I mean, Scrap, I think the devs have just acknowledged we made a mess and we tried our best to clean it up, but we need to move on.
It's part of the charm of Dawnbreaker.
But if it's supposed to be like a competitive dungeon, right? Like we're competing for time and stuff, can you just stop the boats? Just fix boats, you know.
I don't think that would fix it though.
Also, I feel like the bugs, like you get your occasional like weird bug, but a lot of it's stuff that you just need to not be a silly Billy. Like, don't get hit in the beginning of the dungeon, and when you go to land on a boat, instead of trying to land on it, just demount before you land and just fall a few feet. Like, it's just like, I don't know, like.
Well, there's some things that are really bad.
Compromise. You can't just expect the game to.
No, but
well, hold on, don't say that out because people will say that.
There is an uncompromising one. I remember last season of Dawnbreaker, Lithian couldn't go into flight form in the middle of the boss, and he was our tank, and he just was falling.
He should have had him. He should have been dragon riding. He should have been trying to become an owl. I don't know.
No, he couldn't. He couldn't do any mounts and stuff. He just flew off the boat and just started falling.
Like, it was so bad. There was
how. So what's the reasonable way to counter that silly billiness, as you put it?
Billy.
How many? Okay, of 100 Dawnbreakers, how many of them are bricked because of these bugs?
I would say 50-50, man. Like
what?
Or more.
50-50.
Genuinely, this season.
I'm gonna be honest.
No, not bricked, but
I said out of 100, how many of them are bricked because of this?
Oh, okay.
The timer is so cushy. If you identify that there's a bug and you just quickly everyone die and then reset, like you can very easily recover.
Well, even though then the bugs in Dawnbreaker aren't everybody needs to die. It's just like someone is like flying through the fucking abyss and then they have to join you 10 minutes later. But
some, Frank, can't even be solved by dying, like what happened to my poor Resto during 12.
But again, I've never seen anything like that in Dawnbreaker. All my bugs in Dawnbreaker are like the shit or we die at the end or whatever. But a little PSA while we're on the topic. I think people don't realize the purple orb on the first boss, right? And I haven't seen it lately.
So much
but,
bigger.
It's bigger than it looks, right?
No.
Like you need to just stay on because they took out that part of the fight where you have a debuff and you could accidentally not lose it because of bugs or whatever. So again, they put band-aids on it, but what they didn't fix or whatever is the orb exploding has a huge range that you're not even because people try to rush back in. It's like, just give it 1 second. So that's my PSA.
Literally, Lithian. I think it was the key with Lithian. I was, we were just flying around. I'm like, hey, everybody remember that the ball is bigger. And then Shalak, was it Shalak?
Yeah, it was Shalak. He was like,
he goes, oh, and then dies.
You're too close to the sun, Shalak.
It's egregiously larger than it should be. Like so that's a good PSA.
I think I've had less wipes due to bugs and more wipes due to people not realizing they have the circle on them, trying to break other people's balls during that affix and shooting an orb right into the wall next to them.
Can we talk about for a second how I think, we'll say a little bit, Lynn, a minute about how there are more people playing this first couple weeks of this season than any other season before, which I'm surprised. I guess maybe people are just really vibing with the Dimensius, big baddie. But
it's a great storyline.
Can we talk about though how I guess there was a ton of people who played in season 1 but came back for season 3 and don't know anything about the dungeons anymore? I've seen a ton of people with their Radar.io add-on saying that they have a season 1 score of 2,500 or whatever. And then we're in Dawnbreaker and they're like, wait, what do I do with this orb? And it's like, Dude, that was in the season. What are you like not understanding?
To be fair, they could have hit 2,500 the second week and then never played again, like I did. So
like
Season
people
one
not
is hard
knowing,
too.
people not knowing the routes, people not understanding the killing the lieutenants thing. I think you were in a key scrap where somebody just didn't kill.
Yeah,
the
I think I told that story on the podcast last week.
No,
already.
Yeah.
You told me.
It was a great icebreaker for like the next 20 keys I did with pugs. I was like, you guys won't believe the Dawnbreaker I did earlier.
Wasn't an M0?
No. It was like a 6 or something. Like it was, and it was 6 like the first on like Tuesday. So like nobody did. And the tank literally tried to fucking wing Dawnbreaker. Like I had never seen anything like it. And it was so funny because me and this other hunter, I was on my shaman, like we're trying to tell him like, dude, you have to do this, and he was just completely ignoring it. And then it became us like kind of like David Attenborough style, like narrating what this dude was doing. But what he did basically is he pulled the second boss without killing 2 of the lieutenants. He just gunned right for it
Big
at
brain
50% count. And we're like, no. But we somehow clear it because it was like a 6 or something. And then he starts trying to like collect enough count, and he's like literally killed every slime on the map. And we're still like 20% short because he didn't kill any lieutenants. And then he like kind of happened around the corner. He's like, oh, there's a lieutenant here. And then just started killing it. So we ended up it was just insane. I just never seen anything like it. And then then it's 90, he hits 95%. We all go up on the boat and he just starts still killing more trash. Like he has no fucking clue. So don't wing Dawnbreaker. If there's any key you can't wing, it's fucking Dawnbreaker. Every other one is just go straight. But
or do wing it and make it fun for everybody.
Me and the hunter really bonded over it. And we were just kind of like at the end, we're like, dude, very creative route. I don't know. He might not have spoke English or might have been really embarrassed or something, but he never said a word about us completely shoutcasting his run.
The problem is tanks have a lot of anxiety, and you just created more anxiety for that poor tank.
He should have anxiety. If you're winging it, if you're giving a presentation, a PowerPoint presentation, and you didn't read it like beforehand, you should be stressed.
I think a lot of tanks that have anxiety would at least know the majority of the route, especially the Dawnbreaker route. Like that's like the easiest one. I think like anybody knows that one.
Well, not if you've never been it in your life, and you're just like.
That's
Can we
fair,
talk about,
but I mean,
look, there's deaths in this little row. Just people dying on their flight.
That's from the boat.
Oh, that's
from the boat.
Yeah,
traveling. Yeah, you can die anywhere there.
But or when they're flying to the last boss and they just fall to their deaths because they're dumb, they don't get the orbs, whatever. But Dawnbreaker's route is different than most dungeons because most dungeons you just hit W and go and you can wing it. Dawnbreaker, you kind of have to fly around a little bit. And
all right, question for you guys:
yeah,
better or worse than the Oculus?
The Oculus, like the raid?
No, the dungeon from Wrath of the Lich King where you ride the dragon. You don't know the Oculus?
I'm sure I've done it.
I did it back in the day. It was fine.
So I mean, comparing it to like, I like this style of dungeon. Like I love Nakud, I like Dawnbreaker, and I hope they continue to have like a fly around kind of dungeon, but hopefully without fucking flying boats, because I think that's really what most of the bugs I have are boat related.
There won't be any movement like that.
I hope that they do a dungeon where you have to fly between 2 pirate ships or like a bunch of pirate ships in a fleet. So Scrap really wants to like it, but she can't because there's so many bugs.
You tried. Let's not. That's all I have to say. let's not.
Let's keep doing it a little bit.
Yeah. What you got pulled up here, Frank?
Well, so I pulled up the number of keys just because, like, again, you have people coming out of the fucking woodwork to do keys. So
the dungeons are great. That might be
the
why.
season 1 of Shadowlands, season 1 of Dragonflight, and I even pulled up season 1 of War Within just because those are usually the most popular seasons. 3.2, 3.5 mil. We had 4 million keys done in the first week of the War Within season 3.
Surprising.
We have, I mean, we can do it seed by dungeon. The most popular dungeon so far, I think, was Echo Dome. No, sorry, Flood. Wonder Why, Trinket. Now, granted, there was someone was saying this. I think Squishy was saying this on the Bench podcast that at one point, though, there was like double the Flood keys done than every other key. You know, like
I
every
feel
other
like
key was
people had a bunch of them. You do the slash
feel like
keys and like
two.
5 people had like floodgates for some reason.
I had a theory that they weren't passing out ecodomes because I could not find a fucking ecodome. Like,
I mean, look, so like
Pretty-
there's definitely a discrepancy here that this is like 200k above.
I love the streets, like
next
with
highest
the
one.
with the 50, almost 50-50
Yeah.
complete and brick.
Did
rate.
Well,
you-
so they're saying
They-
maybe they
they nerfed
over
it.
nerfed it. Yeah. 'Cause-
Yeah, did you guys
Yeah.
know they took some of the I didn't realize they took some of the music trash out. That
They
there's
did, they
only
took
one,
out a
Yes.
whole
one
Oh
wave.
my god. Yes, that was such a
Yeah.
huge deal.
I love it.
I like
It's
it. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think the problem with Streets, why I can't remember if I
Too
mentioned
much
this on the podcast.
RP.
No, the first week was Tyrannical week, and Streets is
Oh.
5 fucking bosses and a fairly tight timer for that. And so I
Mhm.
think they may have overreacted because the next week it was like free as fuck, dude, because it was
I
fortified.
don't know about free as fuck.
It was free as fuck, dude. I
No.
plus everyone I walked into.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Whatever,
Carry City.
dude.
But anyways,
So
Yeah,
he
yeah.
got carried in every single one.
Hey, if you get carried for free, that just saves you money, you know?
What?
is this a good sign though that like we're getting a really healthy season 3 and you know maybe some hype into midnight?
I think it's
Yeah,
the
for sure.
dungeon pool. Yeah, the dungeon pool is so hype.
Well, I don't.
I feel
Taz
like I
Dungeon
haven't
is-
Pool's
seen-
not bad.
Dude,
dude.
Taz is awesome.
How many times
Yes.
have you guys
That's
done
all
an
she cares
Eric or a pug and not even make
Oh.
it past the first boss?
Dude, Arakara,
Yeah, but that was
I
season
remember
1
being
problem. Anyways,
the problem. Dude, I remember Arakara
It's
being
back.
so easy, and it's like so fucking hard to pug, dude. That first
Or
boss
scrap.
is
Hold
insane.
on. I want to put yourself back in season 1. Remember, season 1 was the
Yeah.
hardest season. You know,
And-
asterisks. Go on,
Yeah, Threads. I think
I-
it was compared to Threads was really fucking hard. You know.
I just also want to add out. I feel like over the course of this expansion, us as players have grown exponentially. Like we were not doing 10s week 1 in the first season. Like we're doing these keys like with lesser gear than we would have in the past. I think it just seems harder because we're trying to do these things that are challenging, and you're gonna get people that aren't good enough to make the damage checks in your pugs because they just happened upon a 10 key, and
Well,
you know.
So people aren't doing the
Have
fucking
you-
mechanics. That's the
have you
problem.
ever been in a Halls of Atonement with this paladin tank named Aritasto?
Ari
Let me tell you-
Tazo.
a bunch on the PTR. They went okay.
No. I'm talking about now, current man, bro. That tank, he pulls.
Lithian, I'm gonna take a quick time out here to remind you what happened last time you started running your fucking mouth about me dying, and then I posted
Yeah,
receipts.
No. I didn't say anything about you dying. I didn't say anything
What?
about you
Why are you
dying.
pulling me into this? Oh,
I
just
said it,
the
you-
crazy pulls.
Just
yeah.
the pulls, man.
Well, that was week 1. To be fair, I haven't seen how he
Halls?
pulls halls yet.
No, it's the same. It's the same in week
Well,
3. It's
and
fine.
the problem with halls is just in general, you need so much fucking trash.
Oh God, I hate.
And
I
they
hate being
added
around.
more requirement in that, not the first part, because the first part I think is pretty straightforward. You just try to get
Yeah.
to 3 guys. But like the second part between boss 1 and 2 is
Oh my God, it's
you need so
brutal.
many
Mhm.
lieutenant type, you know, you need the gargoyles, you need the big whatever, Venthyr guys.
Yeah.
And they pull more shit, you get knocked back, you pull more shit, you try to get
Yeah.
past one of them. So like it's just chaotic. It's just not
No, I think like after having done quite a few of each key, halls is like the hardest one for me to time.
Halls is
because
been challenging.
It's like there's not a lot of room in the timer, and it's so easy to fuck up and wipe.
or you have to do mega pulls like, you know, Airy
yeah, you
Toss.
have to risk a mega pull
I've
and then
had,
like die.
I've had halls where we go into the second boss with like 15 minutes left, and we do time it, but the fact that there's not that much time left on the key and there's 3 bosses left, it gets really anxious. It makes you
Well,
very
'cause there's
anxious.
that
Yeah,
mini boss in the middle
I
that
would
acts
say
like a
You got
boss.
that
Yeah.
mini boss, yeah. So, and then sometimes they
15
can't
minutes
kill the
is
mini
like-
boss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so far for me, like 15 minutes, the second boss is like, woo, plenty of
Yeah.
time. Like we got it, dude. Because those bosses really do kind of fold. But
Yeah.
yeah, and in the hierarchies, even popping hero on the mini boss and just blast it in less than
Yeah.
a minute. So,
Do you
but
think,
yeah, it's uncomfy.
do you think this season is considered really loved because there's like I think 6 out of the 8 of them have 3 boss dungeons?
I think
mean-
it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt, and I mean a lot of I feel like Megaset posted something recently where she does her I'm not making a video of the hardest encounters because I feel like there's not that many this season. I think it's just like a chill season overall where the keys just aren't like miserable to play for the most part.
Hardest encounter,
need, like,
dragon
tech.
boss.
Okay,
The dragon
so
boss.
Yeah.
Oh
let's
my
talk about
gosh.
that real quick.
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
I'm like, I was listening to the bench and they were talking about the hard mode and like the strats they were using, and
Yeah.
they were talking like a lot of people argue for CCing the ads and like then trying to either move them or whatever.
Dude, it's so fucking simple.
But
it's
well, no.
I'll tell you what to do.
I think what the play might be is just like everyone just switches to DPS them real quick because they don't have tons of health.
No, they'll hit you so hard.
Scrap the expert over here. Go on.
I'm the expert.
Scrap.
Here's what
They
I
hit
do.
you hard when they have stacks of the buff.
Listen,
Yeah,
But if you
listen,
stack
listen,
everything
listen,
on top of
listen.
them and just kill them, cleave them, they don't
You
hit
don't
hard.
have to do that. It's a waste of time because the beam kills them in one hit.
No,
So
yeah.
Scrap.
damage on the boss.
We're talking about the hard mode where you can't.
Well, no, in
stand
general, I'm
next to
talking about
Dragon's
both.
tail.
I'm talking about both.
Wait, you can't
Oh.
stand to the tail on hard mode?
No, it has the tail swipe still, doesn't it?
I don't know.
Well, you just do it how you did it in Shadowlands. You stand on the side of it. Then. It's
Yeah,
not that
that's what
hard.
you do.
Yeah, you could. It's the same
But-
principle. It's just a little trickier because you have less room.
But the problem is if
Hmm.
you let those ads fixate on you and get into melee, you're probably gonna get one shot.
Let me tell you what the problem is with this boss.
Okay,
I
what's
can't
the
remember if I
problem,
talked about this last week or not. So forgive me if you've already heard this
Scrap?
one.
Let us know. Yep.
This
Yeah.
is like the
Preach,
only
queen.
boss in the entire rotation that is highly dependent on how you move your character. And not only is it highly dependent on how you move your character, everybody has to move their character correctly or you will
objective.
wipe.
Objection. If you are doing
Objection.
the third boss of Halls and Atonement and you don't move behind one of the lanterns, that
Celia,
can
No, no,
also-
no, no,
Celia
no,
at the
no, but
end
that-
is highly movable.
Well,
No.
Oh yeah, that's another one. Yeah.
Yeah, but that one there's like a
Well-
little bit of like wiggle
Grace.
room, right?
But-
Like where it's like
but-
if you miss one, people can pop defensive and stuff. This one, if one person is not doing it correctly and like even a single guy gets loose or like fire gets misplaced or something, it throws everything into chaos.
No, but that's
Yeah.
but that's my point,
it's
Scrap.
tricky to move.
That's my point. And Lithium, I'm sorry I didn't interrupt. I just like my point
No,
is
you're
that
fine.
when they get loose, people don't do things about it. Like just switch
Yeah.
to
No, they just
DPS
die.
them.
The
Just
problem is
DPS
that
them.
so let's say one guy gets loose and I harpoon in, I stun it, I'm attacking it. All of a sudden now there's a fire circle in the middle of Africa because it was following me, and you're maybe the tanker like shit, that's where I wanted to move, and then there's a fire circle trails cutting off the zone and stuff. It's just like even one getting loose is like it just throws everything to chaos.
I
Just a single one
love
getting loose.
That you think that the group
Mhm.
of people we play with are that well at placing their shit that it's because the ad got loose. All right, Lithium, I'm sorry I cut you off. What you want to say?
No, I
He
mean,
agrees with me.
Scrap's right. I mean, well, Scrap's partially right. It requires coordination with the
course
DPS
it
and the
does, yes.
tank, and the tank has to be on. The tank has to be on point with understanding where the ads are going and where
Yep.
they're coming from. The issue is when I tank it, if the ads are behind the dragon already, I can't.
It's
do anything
over.
about it.
It's over, dude.
But the DPS can kill the ad at that point.
Over.
Yeah,
It's
'cause-
over.
Slash
Because
abandon.
if-
over.
But if the DPS don't kill the ad at that point, then it will be over
Yeah,
because they're just
yeah.
gonna die.
Let me speak directly to
Um,
the people, okay?
Can I give
Oh,
a quick,
directly to the
can I give a
people?
tip of the week real quick before you speak directly to the people, Scrap?
Fine. I was gonna speak
Alright.
a tip to the people, but go on then.
My tip of the week to the people on behalf of Scrap, if things are going awry in that
Powered by
fight, for
Mountain Dew.
the love of God, try to make sure you're not like ranging the healer, because sometimes people will just be like running with their chicken with their heads cut off, and you'd be like, I could probably save you, but you're all the way over there for some reason, and just try to stay close together. That's the most important thing. Stay
Okay.
close
Healer
together.
problem.
Let me speak to the people now because if you
All
do
right.
what I
All
say,
you.
that will never be a problem. Okay?
Oh
Okay.
my gosh.
Yep.
Let's say you're the tank on this fight.
Okay.
You're gonna start all the way at the far right, as close to the wall as possible, the back
Sure.
wall. Every time the fire comes down, you're gonna
Yep.
inch up the wall,
I
right?
love the condescending
Eventually-
yes, by the way.
Just
Listen
a
to
little
me.
bit. Just a little.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit, you know. And once you hit the end of the
Yep.
wall,
Uh huh.
you run all the way back. Now that's the only part that's a little bit dodgy because you really
Yeah.
gotta hustle back there.
For sure.
Because if you start losing your DPS, they start getting distracted and they start getting everywhere. They're gonna fucking ruin
Oh
your
yeah,
life.
it's over. It's Jover.
It's
Slash
over.
abandoned.
If you are a DPS, it does not matter if you're a ranged DPS or a melee DPS or a healer or whatever. You
Doesn't matter.
stand inside
I-
the boss's
I might
cloaca.
cut
and you do
right
not
now
move.
to a
Oh my
VOD of
God.
us running Celia's
Yeah.
Gambit where Scrap. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I think the strategy she has is the right strategy. I'm not going to argue
It
that.
is.
But
Because
she
I
talks
would never-
about
I
how
have never
easy
heard that
it is.
before.
I wasn't there on Razageth, so he has
Oh.
not heard that before.
Sorry. That's an
on.
ongoing joke. Sorry.
Go
Wait,
on.
I missed the joke.
But
What
the
was it?
build up
No,
to
he's
it.
just-
She said
literally-
cloaca.
He's losing his mind at Cloaca, but he wasn't there when we did Razageth Frog. That was
are
the
you-
word of the word of the
where we
month.
got up in Uranus.
It's
Yeah.
more so the,
Yeah.
the
Okay.
build up, the build up to it.
Anyways, point is, Scrap, that you make it sound so easy, but like one, you don't know what tanking's like at all to begin with. So
Well,
stay
If
in
you
your
do
lane.
it like
But
I do it, it
two-
is easy.
No, but two,
Like you tank.
Like I tell you, like
wait
I
until
tell you
next
how to
season's
think.
wheel. The two, Scrap. The other problem
Yeah.
is that you're not pixel perfect in your placement, and then you, Bleaky, and Musham and Shani are literally fucking taking every corner of the earth there. And it's like, of course it doesn't work the second, I'll do what you want, but the second you don't do what you're supposed to, it's all fucking for naught.
If you guys are all under her tail, you have plenty of room to not be pixel perfect. You just have to be in the general tail area, but don't be off to the sides. Don't be in front of anybody. Try this with your group.
Wait,
and you will
what
be
are you doing about the
amazed.
fire, though?
You need to be
No,
in the
no, no. When the
area.
fire
you gotta
comes
move.
down,
Don't be in the area.
Yeah, that's
When
what I'm
the
talking
fire
about. When the
comes
fire
down,
comes out, you guys
everybody-
are like, "Wah!" and
No,
freak out.
okay, look, the fire, I get it. I panic when I see fire also.
Yeah, okay.
It takes a second to go down. Like,
Everyone,
you don't
take
have
the
to-
last
Frank,
5
Frank,
minutes
Frank.
of video that you've
No,
just
no, no.
witnessed in your memory and throw it away.
No.
no.
Scrap
I'm
needs to be
saying-
doing. Scrap
take
needs to
your
be
time.
doing Keystone Kindergarten. I mean, come on. This is
I-
pure.
It's
I-
like
Maybe
Keystone
more
Free
clear.
School.
Pure gold right
hey,
here.
everyone, listen up very closely. We are a couple subscribers away from 2,000 subscribers. We have
Oh,
turned
awesome.
monetization on. I will pay for Scrap
Yep.
to do a Keystone Kindergarten because it will be
I
the least
will.
informative thing ever, and it
No,
will
I
be
know.
genuinely
I support.
more funny
I
than
support.
yeah.
Yeah.
It
I
would
know
be
how to
more
talk
funny
to the
seeing the
people.
comments going, "I want my money back," even though they didn't pay for it.
Look, I would do the best guide because I know exactly what I need in the dungeon, and I'm like, 'cause I'm like a caveman.
You'd be
I'm
like John Madden. You'd have like, I'd give you the
I don't know who that
pencil where you
is.
could scribble all over it, and
He's
you
the
would literally
Ronaldo
just
of,
scribble the most
sportscasters.
nonsensical shit all over the screen.
Scrap.
Look.
I need a picture of what you're talking about
I'll
and
draw a
how you want
picture.
everybody to move. You,
So
you
you're
gotta
just
draw
gonna
a
stand here,
picture.
right? But then boom, we're gonna go over here. And we're,
Yeah.
oh.
okay, listen,
I
in the
took the whole-
comments. In the comments, if you try my strategy, I'm gonna call it
Get
the
in a
scrap
cloaca right
strategy.
here. This is it right here. This is the cloaca.
The scrap
And it-
strat.
Yeah, and make sure. Here's the problem.
Again,
here's the
I'm not
only
arguing
problem.
against the strat. It is a good strat.
The only problem with the strategy, if one person is not doing it, it fucking ruins the whole thing. It really
It ruins the
does.
whole thing.
ruins the
Everything is
whole thing.
over.
All right,
Yes.
we got to keep moving along.
I don't even know what that topic was. How
Well,
am I
we were
supposed to
talking
Slash
about the
abandon.
season, and then yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Slash abandon.
Okay. I wanted to go
season.
on this. You transitioned me perfectly, but then I was like, well, we should finish up what we're talking about.
I got carried
Did
away.
you guys know that there was a cinematic that opened the chapter for 11.2?
Yeah.
What?
The cinematic right here.
Yeah.
No.
Oh wait, is this the one at the end?
Oh wait, is
No,
this where
this-
Zalatath goes in the dark heart? Because I missed that.
No.
She gets sucked
Oh,
back
This is
in.
where
No,
he
I-
summons Demencius, right?
Wait, who's that? Is that Locust Walker?
No, that's the Nexus
no, that's
King.
Nexus Prince.
Or
No,
whatever.
Oh,
that's Prince.
Salad. That
Salad bar.
guy's sick. I love his freaking.
So only
boss
reason I bring
fight.
this up because we talked or not last week, 2 weeks ago about how the story was a problem, right? You said instead of saying shit, it was a problem. I have a huge problem with the fact that there was this cinematic, which was very important to us understanding, like, okay, well, this is actually how Demencius is being brought back, and it was hidden behind a action button that you had to click. You know how, like, when you talk to an NPC at the start of a season, it's like, tell me the story so far, right?
Yep.
And you click
Oh.
it, and it shows you the old cinematics. Well, this one was hidden behind, like, the same button, but I had no fucking clue that Venarian.
Oh, you know what? I did see this one. I did hit that.
Hey, you
now
just
that
hit the
mention
button.
it.
Yeah,
You just hit
but,
the thing.
But how many? Well, I'm going to say how many of you.
I
Apparently,
didn't
two of
see
you
it.
did. But like, I'm a lore person. I like to read the quests, but even I'm
Typically-
going like, I ain't gonna watch it. I already know the video. I've already seen it, right?
Dragonflight, I feel like when you logged in and there was a new, like a 0.2 patch, there was always the like I remember there was the one with Faraka Ridicron and I forgot the other
The ice one.
Veneroth or
Right,
whatever,
yeah.
and they were talking post and they put the hole in the ground. I remember that one.
Yeah,
to
yeah, I
the
like
Derelict
that one.
Cabins.
Yeah, they always made sure that the cinematic would play, and then if you
Yeah.
wanted to rewatch it, that was it. But this one was hidden behind. Like that. What the
We
fuck?
don't need to. beat a dead horse that
Okay,
this
no beating
was
dead horse.
this
Okay.
patch sucked. But I
You
do
wanna-
wait, hold on, let me beat the horse a little bit.
No,
Spoilers for the end of the Dimensius fight. But like at
Oh
the
my
end, it's
gosh.
like, oh man, Xal'atath went back in the Dark Heart. Why wasn't that a fucking cutscene? I like totally
yeah,
missed
good
that. We're
point,
like all
yeah.
scrabbling over
Wait, didn't we
loot
talk
and
about that?
stuff. Did we talk about it already?
we
I'm
talked
sorry.
about it. We
Like
talked
that
about
they're
it.
having
Yeah.
voice lines as you're looting, and you have no
Yeah,
idea
yeah,
what
You
they're
want to
this
saying.
keep beating
goes
the
in-
horse.
But I mean,
Stop
they
beating
made
the horse.
they made
Leave
a
the horse
cinematic.
alone.
But look, this part didn't have to be a fully rendered cinematic. I don't think. I feel like this could be one of the ones that's kind of like half-assed, which
Was that
I don't
an
have a
email?
problem with.
This is a half-assed one. This is their standard for half-assed.
Oh, this is. No, it isn't because they'll be talking like, blah, 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 but I guess they don't have mouths, so.
No, that's when
Yeah, they don't.
that's when the player character's in them. That's like the
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I
Okay.
feel like this could have been that, but
with you
you know
just
what I
sitting in
mean?
the background with your awesome.
yeah, me in the
trademark.
background. But
I don't want to beat a dead horse, but
Where I
I'm going to
would've-
keep beating on this dead horse.
okay,
We have to make
this-
enough
you're
time
right,
that
you're
we
right.
can make a chapter
Grab the
for
horse
this.
girl, okay?
Okay, the dead horse is completely beaten. This was a sloppy fucking story rollout for the ultimate patch of the underwhelming story expansion. Okay, next topic.
Do you want to beat some dead Ret Paladins?
Yes,
What's
I do
wrong-
actually.
what's wrong with Ret, man?
Let's
What's wrong
talk
with
about
Ret?
the drama around Ret. So
I love this horse shit so
I'm
much. So
ready.
funny.
I'm just gonna quickly summarize it. I'm sure by now most of you heard about it. The Ret Paladin Discord, which I don't even know what it's called, but locked their Discord.
Hammer
from-
of Wrath.
Hammer of Wrath. There you go.
Yeah.
Shut up. It's so
Locked
dorky.
their Discord from people being able to. I think that you couldn't even read it, right? Because like people couldn't come and get guides and stuff.
I don't look at Ret Paladins.
My
so-
understanding is they locked it to the point where they like kept all the resources away. Yeah, it like says locking away community resources is a protest because they were saying unless we get a buff, fuck this shit, right? And they even noticed that like they said again because Blizzard had like released the pre-raid buffs, I think it was, and Ret had gotten a 5% buff, and they said no, fuck that, double digit or or bust. Well,
Or what? Who cares?
Wait, they got a 5%. Yeah, they got a 5% nerf like the day after they locked the Discord, and I think they were planning on doing it anyways, but the timing was really funny, and they were still like, "No, it's not enough."
well,
Bunch of
let's take a
babies.
look at where they're performing, right? So right now
No,
they're
no. See, this is where it all goes awry. You can't show this.
why?
Oh, what are you doing? You can't show them performing well.
Right? It's not only in raid that they're performing acceptably, right?
More than acceptably.
Right, but it's also in Mythic Plus.
Can
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
give you,
they're doing great. It's
can I give you
fine.
an expert opinion on this as someone who has dabbled in a bit of Retribution Paladin?
Well, then would it be
Last-
an amateur opinion about it?
Yeah, it's
You're
the people in
dabbling?
the Discord. If you have go to the Discord, I mean you're already done. But last season's tier set was OP as hell. They literally could shotgun like 5 to 10 spenders in a row if they got
Yeah.
a winning streak. Like, yeah, you're gonna do an insane damage when the main thing you're doing, you can do it like 10 times in a row. As soon as they took that away, yeah, of course you're gonna do less damage. What? And then they didn't even wait to get gear replaced
Yeah,
before
yeah.
they started complaining. Like, what the
Yeah.
hell? They
Bunch
didn't even
of
have their
babies.
4 sets when they were
They're-
complaining.
Their
Like,
15 or 5% buff, like amounted in them having the second highest, because Arms had a buff, I think, too. The second highest jump on this. They're also like the most popular spec and key still.
mhm.
And I just want to say, Ret Paladins out there, I am going to boycott all Ret Paladins in my keys as a result of the childish, immature behavior of your class Discord moderators. It is fucking insane that they thought that was going to be a good look for them going into whatever their
it is
protest
quite the
was.
crash out for sure.
We encourage our viewers to do the same. No Ret Pallies in your keys.
No, ban Ret Paladins.
Yeah. They boycott Blizzard. We boycott them. So let's stand together.
Today I was like running a key during lunch, and I literally was talking to myself. I was like, no, fuck you, no, fuck you, no, fuck. Every time a rep popped up. And they of course didn't hear me, but I hope they understood why I did it.
Yeah.
I didn't even give them a
I
chance
mean-
to like say, oh, I hope they get in this key.
We allow a couple Ret Pallies in our raid though.
Can I
because there
just?
are rep pallies. They would never be
Can I
able
They're
like
cool.
that.
They're cool.
Yeah, they're cool. Yeah, our Ret Pallies would never boycott a Discord or whatever the fuck. Like,
No,
because of
and this
dumbass.
actually brings up a good point that again the bench brought up. Tettles was the one who actually admitted it. He said the game is at a point now where they've made it clear that they're not going to go for picture perfect tuning. They're going to have like this range, and it honestly is in its best. And we've argued this, its best tuning state. It could again arguably be in. There are obviously damage profiles that might be better for some fights than the other. Hence why, for example, a Hunter wasn't brought to the race to world first kill. However, Hunter is still very much so viable, and the idea that people are going to protest when the game has been very well tuned is just so entitled that, like, I think Tell said, at this point, you have to ask yourself, do you want to continue playing this game if it's that much of a problem to you? If you really care about this kind of stuff, just play meta every time, all the time, every time.
Yep.
Or fuck
or
off
play a
and stop playing the
game.
game, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it is out of control.
I can't believe that message is coming from freaking Tettles, dude.
There's
That's
always
so
going to
funny.
be situations where at the highest level, you're going to have something like, especially in Mythic Plus, you're going to get to a point where in order to do a 19 to 20, yeah, you're going to need a specific damage profile. You're going to need a specific comp. But if you're just playing the game like a regular person, you can play whatever you want and get to the level you want to get to.
Well, and that's the thing.
Play
Like the
like,
FizzCon proved that that's not necessary because they were even competing in MDI with the FizzCon.
Yep.
Play like a wheel character and call it good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man.
I just say a small aside
affliction
here,
sucks.
just a little from my own personal
Oh God.
journey.
To the people.
It's,
to the
it's,
people.
it has to do with Survival Hunter because
It
no one
does.
wants to hear
It does.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
well, this is the certified survival hunter moment of the podcast.
Why don't you guys lock your Discord?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is that
Yeah.
it's really funny that Ret isn't exceptionally meta and they lock their Discord. Meanwhile, like last season with the tier set changes and things, and I was kind of complaining about like the design of survival and how it doesn't seem like anybody's designing it because it's such a mess. And somebody literally messaged me like, "Shut up." If you wanted it to be good, you shouldn't be playing survival. And we showed the screenshots on the podcast.
How do
It's
you
like,
feel about survival and feral now having Havoc Demon Hunter join them once this new spec comes out? Like no one's ever gonna
Oh,
play it
as
because-
mid range?
Well, just because everyone's gonna be super pumped about it, and of course it's probably gonna be meta because it's gonna be new.
Oh, it definitely will be. Well, I don't consider survival a mid range exactly.
No. I'm talking about the
Oh,
idea that
sorry.
there's always two other specs that like are more popular in the meta, and
Oh.
so like with
Yeah.
feral, people are either playing like Resto or Balance or maybe even Guardian.
Yeah, but
With
think
survival, they're always playing BM or Marksman.
But that's the same with like rogue and warrior and anything that has two.
Well,
Well, Rogue's an all or
DPS
nothing
specs.
kind of. They're all good or they're not.
It's
Yeah. But they're not
I-
unique in having multiple DPS specs. Most classes have more
No,
than
but like
one
again,
DPS spec.
mage, like one is always in a space where like you can feel like Frostfire or Arcane could be meta, but Feral's never meta. Survival like once, but like is never meta, right?
It's coming. Dude, it is the year of the fucking spear right now,
It's fun
dude.
to
Survival is
see.
super good right now.
It's fun to tease scrap, but I will say having to go through the entirety of Dragonflight Season 4 using your Season 3 tier set, I feel for
That's
Survival
so
Hunters,
funny.
man.
Why
That's
didn't
so
why
funny.
didn't my Discord
Oh my
protest it? Dude,
God.
I'm kind of mad at my
That's so
Discord. Like that
funny.
was primo time to protest, and Ret is locking their Discord down
I just
over not
imagine,
being
I just
the
imagine
meta.
survival hunters. All of them in the Discord are just like stoners that are just chill as fuck. Who are just like,
Yeah.
No, we're all
What it
just
sounds
go with
like.
the flow, bro.
dude.
Well,
No, we're all like Stockholm syndrome abuse victims. Like we're so used to getting beat in the face that we're like, yes, please beat me in the face. Let's see the next tier set. Ow! I'm getting beat in the face. Can't wait.
It's so bad that Scrap has changed her main. So
But you know what's really sad is that
Allegedly.
I really love survival so much, and my survival hunter is like lower item level than my shaman, and my shaman I've been fucking progging and sweating on, and my survival hunter is like lapping in DPS just because I'm so comfy with it. So I can't
You're
quit. Wish I knew how to
you're
quit you.
comparing. I want to be clear. You were 11th on the DPS meter in this fight.
Oh,
And-
not in raid, dog.
and
Not
you were
in raid.
comparing yourself against Blicky and Shawnee. So I'm just not.
No, dude.
No,
But I'm comparing my DPS to what I see in other like 10 and 11 keys.
We can
where, like,
catfight
finished
after this if you want.
Sure, bitch, let's go.
when we were doing those 10s for my monk.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh yeah, I was ahead of Shalak and Rico, like
you
considerably.
were pumping, man. It was
Then I'm
fine.
pumped. And it's no effort, dude. It's brain dead right now. Survival is. So you guys drop your BM,
And,
drop your marks, give it a try. It's fun.
Scrap 2 will like top meters in groups too, even when survival's not strong. So this goes to show you if you master a class, it doesn't matter what its tuning is, you can perform well on it.
Yeah, but if
survival-
you,
Wait,
well,
you can do
rumor
it.
is that survival is actually like an A-ish tier.
dude, I'm telling you,
It
just
is.
based
Allegedly,
on
they
the
always say
No,
that.
no, no,
No, they
It's-
don't. I'm
Survival's
telling
doing
you.
really good.
It's doing really good. It's a total sleeper pick right now.
Yeah.
Not a lot of
but
people are playing it.
It's a patter.
It is a
I
pattern.
mean,
Huge
100%.
pad.
So,
But I'm not doing bad on
All
single
right,
target.
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
use
like
my
dropping off.
boost. I'm gonna use my boost on a survival hunter. We'll see.
I can tell you exactly how to play it.
Oh,
Lithian,
I don't
remember
know
how?
All right, save
Lithian,
it for
remember how I
later.
taught you how to play
We're
Fury?
already in an hour. We got to keep moving.
no,
Fine.
we don't need to talk about that.
No, I'm just saying I'm an awesome coach, dude. I coach Lithian how to play Fury. I can teach you just to play survival. In 2 sentences.
Really
Like-
not hard.
So easy.
All right, let's
All
talk about the slash abandon feature, which apparently was like rolled out
I love it.
late.
Yeah, they forgot.
So
It's
people
fine.
have been griefing with
Come on,
this
like 3
on
hours
two
ago, so
two
far so
ways,
good.
right? We talked a little bit
Yep.
about the idea that like, okay, well, I'll hold the key hostage by just AFKing, right?
Yeah.
A question
I've
was
seen
brought
it.
up. A question was brought up where it was like, okay, well, am I the asshole if again, this was on the bench. If I'm am I the asshole if on a 14 key we're doing like priory or whatever, and we're like this person is just like sucking. They really don't belong in the 14. We are at a point where we're at the second boss, and we're clearly not going to time this key. So I slash abandon, but they're friends, so they immediately shut it down. Am I the asshole for saying I don't want to continue when they say, "Come on, man, my friend just wants his trinket," right? Do you guys?
You don't get a trinket on a 14. Fucking go get your trinket on a lower key. Like,
So he's not the asshole for one like for just AFKing.
they're the asshole for trying to do a complete on a 14. You complete on 10s,
Listen,
nothing else.
if you join a key, I feel like there's some kind of honor in we're in this until the end unless we can collectively agree this is not worth doing. And then if there is a point, I guess, where it is actually hopeless, then I guess you can leave. Just say you have something to do.
Well,
But
once the
I
timer
mean,
expires, you're allowed to leave for free, apparently.
yeah. But if it's a situation where like you're never going to kill that second boss because this guy is so bad, that's one thing. But if it's just, oh, he made a mistake and he's just not doing a lot of damage, it's going to take a while. I come on, like finish the
Look.
dog.
I have a different opinion.
Well,
hold on, no,
okay, hold on.
Let Lithian go. You've already given your opinion. Let Lithian go.
Okay, Lithian, go.
Well,
go.
my whole thing is if you're doing 14s, you're pushing score, and if you're
Mhm.
pushing score, if you know you're not going to time it, you know you're not going to get score, then what's the point? I think the way they treat the abandons at that point need to be a little bit different. Like you can't be held hostage in a 14 because you're not going for gear, you're not going for crests, you're going for score.
Well,
Mhm.
part of me,
So-
part of me would always be the most annoyed at not the idea that people wanted to leave. I get that, but they'd leave at the last boss, and it's like,
Yeah.
dude, just give me 2 more minutes, and we can get a vault slot. You know? And
I
again,
totally have a. Yeah, go on.
well, I was gonna say, and again, the crests are still important, especially this early in the season, right?
Yeah.
Scrap shakes her
I
head.
have,
No.
I have a different opinion. If it's the second boss and you wipe and somebody is really not pulling their weight, it's like I don't want to spend 30 more minutes here when I can go into another key. Like don't hold me hostage. That's not cool. If it's above a 10, if it's a 10, I will complete it for you for 3 hours because I know that vault slot is golden, and I know that person who is behind needs that vault slot, and that's why they're here. And I don't want to be the dick about that. But if it's above
100%.
a 10, don't waste my time. Now, if it's the last boss and you wipe, of course I'm gonna fucking stay to see what I get out of the treasure chest or whatever the hell. Because like if it's the last boss and you whiff it, so far I haven't had anybody who like is like, okay, let's leave. But I'm only at like the 11 level. I'm sure higher keys maybe that happens. But I feel like it's common courtesy that if you wipe on the last boss, give it another try. And a lot of times what I say is people will say like, okay, 1 more try or 2 more tries. They like say they qualify it, I guess, and that's fine. Not the asshole. You're the asshole for coming into a 14 not prepared for a 14 and then wanting to get a
Frank,
trinket. You should have
asshole.
If you're going to a 14, you should have that fucking trinket, okay? Like that's my opinion.
Well, unless you're Blicky and you get nothing, so
Blicky is not coming to any 14 of mine.
Wow.
Yeah,
tough.
but one day.
Mhm.
Well, and
one
part of
day.
me,
One day
like,
when he gets gear.
it's interesting that there's so many like not varying because there's obviously like a either or scenario, but like how many people have a different opinion about the same answer. Like so Scrap will say she'll do it because what the hell are you doing in there, you're an asshole. But like someone else will be like, well, it's just my time and I want to get into another key, whatever. But point is, like, I kind of heard the argument about like, well, why would you just sit there and do nothing when you could just play the game? Like, just keep playing. If it run out of time, now you're free to go. It's okay. But like, why would you just like purposely brick? Why would you just like, I'm gonna walk away from my keyboard?
I have a couple questions. How long does the flag last, and do you get it from abandoning one?
We don't know specifically, and no, you do not get it from.
You want to find out?
So I've seen the flag in the queue a couple times. Like,
I've only
you
seen
see the
it.
flag?
I see it.
So if you abandon one key and you don't get flagged, like, yeah,
Maybe
you should
never
leave.
get flagged.
I mean, dude, I think the trolling of like holding everybody hostage is really funny.
Okay.
Like in the Dawnbreaker that I was talking about, where the tank was being really creative, like right when we realized this was happening, the /abandoned votes went up. We were like, oh god, no, I don't want to do this all day. But he was in there with his buddy, so we couldn't get the votes.
Yeah.
So we just were like, okay, I guess we're doing this then, and it ended up being kind of fun. But I love that idea of like being able to hold everybody else hostage, of being like, I'm not like.
Can I tell you about what people are doing now in the reverse of like holding people hostage?
Oh, please.
They're
please
listing their
me.
keys as a 10, but they really have a 6.
Shut up.
And then they start the key, and then you can't leave, because if you leave, you get the deserter. This is why
That's
Bigwigs
so
apparently
funny.
added the little thing at the top of the screen that will tell you who has what key, because people were trolling the fuck out of everyone with that.
Dude, Godspeed soldiers. I hope you got your keys in. Like, fucking awesome.
Respect the game.
Respect the game. Oh my god, I hope you guys got your keys in. You smart lads. That is hilarious.
The thing that drives me crazy about this abandon feature, though, is all it's going to do is just push people to disconnect, instead of like, at least if they like, we have the /abandon and we have a conversation and then they AFK, well, it's like, okay, fine, like I know where they stand. But people have just been like disconnecting because they're like, well, this is not going well, so disconnect because now they can't get me with the abandon, you know?
Yep.
It's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I haven't had that happen yet. I've only had people cordially abandon the keys, which is like when I'm pushing score and I'm getting into that higher level and like we wipe or whatever. Normally people are pretty good natured about it. GG's all around, you know, and then we all leave. So it kind of feels like a formalized edition.
Yeah, but Scrap, we also have had many segments on the show where we talk about DKs and Demon Hunters and why their shit tanks because of the people that play them.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
So-
that happens too.
All in all, do you think this is going to make the game more toxic? Because
No, I
people will
like
be
it.
fighting more?
I think it feels more polite. It feels
more
like
polite.
it feels like a polite way to say I don't want to do this anymore.
All right.
And it's also anonymous, so nobody knows who started it.
That's
Like,
true. That's true.
Which I like.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, let's talk about delves for a second. Only because I feel
No.
like there's some really cool things added. This is the only thing I could find a page for, so ignore this. It was
No.
like the
Hey, I did the
Alliance
new
of Horde
delve
competition.
today. The one in Koresh.
Well, did you notice anything about it when you were inside, Scrap?
It reminds me of the dungeon from Dragonflight.
It is the exact same dungeon.
It reminds
Is it the same?
So,
Okay, I
but
didn't
that's
know.
not my question. That's not my question. What about
Oh.
inside of it? Did you notice anything different about the delve, the run? Like not the setting, not the objectives.
I got to skip a lot of it. Is that
So that's one of the
yeah.
things. There was an addition to the new patch where you can have a portal randomly procs at your halfway point that will take you to either a boss run of the old, the
Oh no, that happened to me in another delve, in an old delve.
well, yeah, but
actually.
like that's new, right?
Oh, okay.
Have you
yeah.
noticed
That
anything
didn't happen
else
this
like
one.
graveyards or ghosts?
Like little
Tombstones.
headstones? Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen the little headstones.
So-
I love it. It's so cute.
This is what I don't understand again about this patch, because there's so many things that are just feeling out of place. Why was this not an advertised feature for the delve?
I don't know, but it was
As
a
a
nice
patch
little
like that.
surprise. I was like, oh, that's so cute. I can see freaking Lithian died. Like
What?
Blickster.
It-
Blicky.
To be
It
fair,
is-
did we
Go on.
pay attention to this when they were saying, like, when they were announcing stuff for the
No,
delves?
we
I don't
probably
think-
No,
ignored
it wasn't there. There was no. It was everyone was caught by surprise.
Mm.
Now it's a pleasant
cute. I love
surprise.
it.
Don't get me wrong. I love the idea, but this is
Yep.
one of those things where, like, I mean, I want them to lean heavily into it. Of course, I want them to take it even further. I apparently, maybe this is just rumor. This is like a fragment in my memory. that you might be able to leave notes for people as well, kind of like the Dark Souls thing.
Oh, I love that.
That might be maybe that was like a recommendation of someone saying we should do that, like add that, blah blah blah. But anyways, yeah, like there's this secret portal thing, and they added the boss rush version of like being able to skip the delve if you got that portal proc. But on top of that, what about the fucking Ky'veza? Everyone says this is a slam dunk, awesome mini boss, and it was like.
Have you tried it, Frank?
No, I haven't. I really want to.
Oh.
In fact, here I'm gonna play this because Tettles. We love talking about Tettles on the show. This is Tettles attempting it,
with my bark shit. All right, I'm done.
and he crashes out. Watch what he does when he crashes out.
Yeah.
Doesn't even close his stream, and just leaves the window.
That's funny.
So, anyways, it's a hard encounter apparently, but everyone loves it.
I'm so distracted.
Have you tried to scrap?
No, but I did. I absolutely adored both the other two. I love a. That's funny. What is that kid from Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta say, as much of a delve hater as I've been, and I think I admitted in the last episode I've come around to them a little bit, but I absolutely adore the bosses. I think they're super hard, super satisfying. They take me a lot of attempts, a lot of personal progging, and I like to be the first person to get it. Nobody seems to be trying to get it before me this time, so
nobody cares.
The role is open if somebody wants to get it before me because I'm not progging on it. But I want to get it before I outgear it.
Have you tried it though?
It's no, I haven't tried it. I haven't even tried the
before
first
next
tier.
week. We need to try it because everyone says it's like amazing, and so
I'm not doing it.
I can do that. I think I'm going to start to hit a wall with the 12s because the 12s seem really hard.
Yeah.
And
well, you need some. Gear
I didn't quite. I'm really stuck with the 678 neck. Once I get rid of that, I don't know, it's gonna fucking skyrocket.
She's talking about her wheel character, by the way.
Sorry, my wheel.
Yeah,
I want to do this.
Not the E-team character.
I'm gonna try this on my wheel because I think it'll help me clean up some like my opener and my DPS and stuff like that. Because I'm gonna have to play really well, and I really need to kick my brain into gear with the enhanced shaman because it's very tricky.
All right, we get it. You have an enhanced shaman.
Let me tell you about my enhanced shaman.
So anyways.
No, but I think I could kill this on my survival like right now. Oh my god.
I mean, it took Tettles 200 tries. Now
it'll take Scrap 200 tries.
I got him.
I mean, well, I can say the last one, the first one took me about 60 tries.
Well,
but
everyone's doing this also without their tier sets and all that stuff. So
yeah, I did the last one without my tier set. The goblin guy. What was his name? And it was really tricky. And that one took me one took me about 100 tries because it was so buggy.
Yeah,
and the first one took me about 60. So we'll see. Yeah, this is my first time coming in with a bit of gear, so we'll see.
All right. Well, I'm just wondering because again, delves with prey coming, like this solo-esque type player seems to be having a great time with delves, and I love that they're adding things to it. I don't want to discourage that because I think it is obviously finding its home, but I just wish they would hype it up and again, like, let's lean into this. Let's make some more even crazy cool interactivity in the delves, and hopefully they do. But they didn't announce anything with Midnight.
Well, I especially love that they're pitching with this. I love that
there was an Alliance or Horde race. That would have been cool to know.
Oh, that is cool.
Well, yeah, and apparently you get a little dirigible for winning, so we have to go get that. You have to pick it up before we lose.
Wait, what do I race?
It's already over.
Yeah, it's over.
Oh shit!
It's who did delves most in the first week.
Oh, cute.
And the Alliance one.
Yeah, Alliance one.
What one tiny thing to put a bow on it? I really am happy that they're like creating content for a solo player that likes a challenge. Like it's not just like I feel like solo play stuff has always been super fucking easy. But this, like, hopefully the prey, like we've talked about how I wanted more Mage Tower-esque stuff, like big, difficult single player challenges, and I'm so glad they stuck through this for the whole expansion.
You know what's funny though? My opinion, I think that all the stuff they're doing for player housing, the people who do a lot of the solo play and the casual stuff are the people who are going to maximize the benefits that come with the housing and everything else. The people who do, pushing keys and CE and all that stuff, I think those folks probably won't take advantage of the housing as much as the delvers and some of the solo players.
I think there's gonna be a
So-
huge Venn diagram of all that. Like everything's
it
gonna
will
be
too.
crossing over each other.
It might not. I don't know.
I think it scratches a different itch
So-
because, like, I feel like most WoW stuff in the mainstream that people play is like you do it for a level of challenge, like to your satisfaction. But like,
there's no challenge in
that's what
building a house.
building a house is like scratching a creative itch.
Yeah,
which
well, I
is
was gonna say
something
there is
that
a
we
challenge
don't
if you want it
have.
to be good and you don't like you're not good
Yeah,
at that.
nobody
But
kind of thing.
in WoW, I feel like there's nothing that scratches a creative itch, if that makes sense. So like this is
Transmog
going to be
to
a whole
degree,
new.
but yeah, not anyway.
Yeah, but
Oh,
you-
yeah.
You do
I
that
mean-
for 5 minutes, like.
Do you want to talk about housing
some
real quick?
people do it for 5. Some people
let's-
do it for 25.
Real quick, just the thing that stood out
Real
to me,
quick.
like they had housing on display at Gamescon, and Talia and Stephatel, for example, did like a whole bunch of creative challenges. Looked really fun, looked really good. Like again, continuing to make me feel very confident. Actually, real quick, Scrap, do you want to see what Holly Longdale was wearing when they were announcing?
Oh, I love it. It's a tracksuit.
It's a track.
Can I
well,
see the whole
no,
thing?
she has like these. You know.
Oh my god.
But did
I
you see
love
what
that.
the zipper was?
Why is she not
No,
showing
it's a
toes?
zipper.
Frostmourne.
I can't tell. Oh, it's dude. She's the best, actually.
Anyways.
She's a queen. She's a fucking queen.
Yeah, but so Talius and Evatail were doing it, and they had an interview with some of the devs, and apparently, even though you might be in the Alliance and Horde areas of like the neighborhood, you will have Night Elf, Blood Elf, Orc, and Human houses that you can build, and you can
Anywhere.
build them in the opposing factions area. So you can have an
Oh, I love
Orc's
that.
house in Elwyn Forest, right? Now,
Yeah.
they didn't show any pictures of this. And in the video, Taliesin like did an artist rendering that was like not like drawn with
Drawn.
crayon, but very poorly photoshopped, for example. But it does sound like that's awesome. I feel like that'll make us feel like a lot more like a community if it's not all.
I love it. A
cookie
diverse
cutter.
community.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. And the whole system looks awesome, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So looking forward to that. Okay, let's talk about Tazavesh for a second. So
Ugh,
hard mode
Zelda.
Tazavesh, we attempted this on week 1. It was a shit show, obviously.
Yeah, but it wasn't our fault. It was Discord's fault. It could have been better.
Oh,
We
that was
lost
a bad
the
Discord
we lost
night.
the debuff before Discord started shitting.
We did, but we were
oh.
at least going to complete it.
I was raiding with my guild that night, and we were also having Discord issues. So I was
Yeah.
not surprised to hear you guys were here having those
But
problems.
we could have
Unfortunately,
easily finished it. We just kind of lost steam because it was so frustrating, the Discord issue, and we kept
Yeah,
getting
that's true.
desynced and stuff. But like, we could definitely finish it. Can we do it
Mm.
deathless? I don't know if we're gonna be able to do it
Scrap-
deathless by the end of the season.
I don't know if we would have finished it. I mean, we could have if we had like 5 hours to do it. But we were bouncing between bosses at the end there. And again, yes, there was communication issues, but what we were struggling with was not communication.
Yeah, we had a damage like barrier.
Yeah,
We weren't doing enough damage.
We didn't burn the shields fast enough, and
But they nerfed that the week after, so maybe we would have been fine.
I was
This week would be
watching,
fine.
I was watching someone do it. I think it was Ellesmere do it on stream, and literally every boss they would do the boss, and then they would do like a break 10 and wait for Lust to come
Yeah.
back up, and then
Yeah.
go do the next boss. I'm like, this
Yeah,
is
who
crazy
cares?
that people did that.
well, why not?
No,
Yeah, why not?
that makes sense.
So, a couple questions around this. Do you think it's good that there's this kind of non-timed content that is very hard?
Love
like,
it.
would you want to see more of it?
Yes.
Yeah. Especially if they're going to give
Despite the
like
fact that it
myth
gives
loot
myth
for
gear?
doing it. Yeah, I think that's great.
You know what I love is that you don't have to you can just complete it and get stuff too. Like you get the heroic gear just for doing it, even if you can't do it
Do you
deathless.
get them out for finishing it, or do you have to do it deathless to get them out?
No, you get it just
No,
for
the
finishing
myth
it.
the myth track gear is for doing the
mount?
achievement.
The gear glider, we already have it from Shadowlands.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I already got
Yeah.
that.
No, you just get
okay.
it from just doing it.
Oh, okay.
So, okay, this is the problem that I heard from the community. I don't agree with it, but I just will
The
play there.
community?
the devil's
Oh yeah,
advocate.
I forgot that we didn't talk about this on the podcast. We talked about this in real life.
We're
So-
talking about it in the podcast now.
Solo
Yeah.
players are really upset about this because they're
Oh,
feeling
yeah.
they're feeling locked out from myth track gear, which again is so important. I gotta have it. I can't get into keys if I don't have myth track. And the argument was by Blizzard, like, hey, sometimes we feel like there should be content that requires you to get in Discord and talk to each other, yada yada
How
yada.
dare they?
so that's where I just wanted to circle back around the idea of myth being handed out. Now, I believe this definitely should be done, and I think it should be encouraged, and I think it is a social game and should have social aspects to it that sometimes are, maybe not necessarily a requirement, because the truth is in like 3 weeks, you probably could pug this, especially if people have done their research and everyone knows what they're doing going into it. The only one that I would argue that you need to really have communication on is the Himdall or whatever his name is, which, by the way, weak ores kind of break anyways. But yeah, like a lot of people were really upset about this, and I just was like so disappointed in that, because I feel like, one, Blizzard did something out of the ordinary, which is nice. Two, this does actually feel pretty challenging, all things considered. Yes, we might outgear it at some point, but then at the same time, the myth track gear might not necessarily be worth it. And honestly, it's like apparently been great content for people on stream and all that, and I'm sure if we had actual people follow us, we'd have great content out of it too.
Can you refresh, why are people mad about this?
Well, because again, all right, so imagine for a second, I'm the person that is queuing up for 200 keys and not getting into them, right?
Yes.
I have no friends for reasons
can you
I
imagine
can't
that?
for no friends for reasons
character.
I can't comprehend, right?
Yep.
And I want to get myth track gear because apparently I need it. It's my life does not exist or is not complete without it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, well, I can't pug this. So fuck you, Blizzard. Why have you gate kept me? Why? Because I have no friends, I can't have myth track gear.
Okay. Unsurprisingly, go on.
Oh, I'm gonna say, I mean, I don't necessarily agree with the sentiment, but I do think you are generalizing a bit. I do think there are people that
Yes
play solo that are concerned that, hey, this is not going to be something I'm able to do, which I can sympathize with, but I don't necessarily agree that it should just be given to them. But regardless, go on.
But I mean, isn't that like the same way with raid content too?
Well, no. I'm just saying, like, it's not necessarily people that aren't getting into keys queuing that they're just like, oh, I need the smith gear to get into keys. It's sometimes just people that are like, oh, I'm not going to be able to pug this because it's tough and it's hard to pug. I'm just trying to speak for those people. I'm not trying to argue.
But what I'm saying is content like that already exists in the game. Like heroic raid, well, we won't even use mythic raid. Heroic raid has some trinkets, your tier set, blah blah blah, that is critical to you having. You obviously can't do it solo, and it's challenging enough. I mean, hell, we are a guild of people who know each other, and we have our carries, of course, but we're not on Dimensius yet. So it's not like easy to go get that gear.
Right.
And then on top of that, sorry, go on.
Oh, I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying I felt like you were generalizing and making it seem like people were just like whining because they weren't able to get in the keys. There might be people that genuinely have a reason why they think like, oh, this sucks, but I don't agree with it either way. Like,
do you think your wheel characters will be able to do this anytime soon?
Well, let me tell you, I would be way too stressed to pug this because I know with the pressure on, I'd be the one to die. So,
like, I mean, that's even without pugging this. So,
yeah. I don't handle pressure very well. So,
I mean,
look. Let me give my. Unsurprisingly, I have opinions about this. Okay.
The
way, yes, and specifically with this one, where this is not the only way to get mythic gear, and it's not the easiest way to get mythic gear. I would say maybe they would have a case if this was easier than doing a 10 for your vault, and can only be completed in a group, like was unpuggable in a way, then I could see their frustration of like, oh my god, this easy way to get mythic gear is inaccessible to me. But this is fucking obscenely significantly harder than completing a 10 key. Like, we can agree to that, right? Like, completing a 10 key, like, your dumbest fucking friends can do it. On our wheel characters, we were completing 10s week 2, just getting dragged through keys.
I agree with you, but I think the scale is going to slide as we get more gear.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
A 10 key, okay, so let's say I'm 710 eye level, right?
Yeah.
The 10 key is going to feel harder because people will start, and when I say harder, I mean obviously you can repeat it, so that's a different problem, right? But the 10 key is going to feel harder because there's going to be more people as the barrier of entry happens, that I'm going to have more donkeys around, right? And therefore I'm like, I'll go back to the.
Yes, so but 10s are very easy.
Look at
right
our
now.
car, right? Like, I mean, even with everyone trying to do their best, there's still like a 30% chance of failing, right?
But
Whereas
I mean, like,
this,
I timed a 10 without people with their 4 sets. Everybody's gonna have their fucking 4
I'm not,
sets.
I'm again, I'm like, but you, it's gonna be harder now for you to do that hard mode. But as your gear progresses, that you have more stamina, more damage, and you can burn through these bosses because it's really just the bosses,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
You can burn through these bosses in 1 minute, for example, right? Whereas if you have a 3-minute first boss of Arakara and people aren't doing the eggs correctly, even though you have the gear to do it, people are just not comprehending things. You can't like outrun it, I guess is the best way to place it. That I think that'll, like, right now it's harder, but in, you know, let's say midpoint of the season, the 0.5 patch season, like, no one's gonna be doing it because, one, it's not worth it anymore, but also two, because like it's just not challenging anymore, you know?
Dude, I know that you and Haywire fill out your 10 vaults on all your freaking characters until the end of the season. Like, there's people always running 10 just to get a
But
key
that's
in
a
their
matter
vault.
of attrition, right? Like, is that the right word?
But I mean, I'm saying every week until the end of the season, people are gonna be running 10s. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's no case to say that this is easier than completing a 10. Like, I feel like you're trying to make a case, but I just can't fucking see it.
All right.
Like,
What we'll do is I'm gonna leave a note for myself. We're gonna talk about this
Yep.
in like 2 months, right?
okay.
And we're gonna see, again, because remember, this is pugging versus us doing it, right?
Yep.
We have to pug a hard mode Tazavesh, and we'll
Done.
see if that's gonna be easier to do
On your wheel character.
Yeah, well, sure,
Easy.
whatever character. We'll pug it.
I'm
and we'll
gonna
see
be
if it's
3,300 on my wheel. Of course, I'll get into any hard mode that will take me.
Yeah, we'll see if it's easier at that point versus doing a 10. And again, like, I'm not going to say, of course, 50% of the time, whatever, the 10 will be easier still, right? Because, you know, you get a carry or whatever's going on well.
Brother, if you're slamming through hard mode
She hit me
Tazavesh
with the
1
brother.
minute,
Brother.
I'm saying, brother, if hard mode Tazavesh is easy to you gotta have resilient 12s, dude. You could just do that 12 over and over and over again. It will never drop. Like, it'll get you complete. Like, I feel like there's no.
No, but
somebody
again,
make a case, like, because I feel like there's
Brother.
no fucking way.
Brother.
What are you talking about, brother?
Yeah, brother.
Literally every week we get our dumbest friends 10 completes. Like,
Scrap,
you know what I mean?
Whoa.
like
Brother.
Blicky.
Jesus
I'm
Christ,
just saying.
brother.
I'm just
and
saying.
I want to point out, 99% of them are not timed, Scrap.
Yeah, you don't need to time it to get a mythic piece, dude. You don't need to time it to get a mythic piece. That's what's insane about it, is
But
that you have to do a deathless run.
This is double mythic, right? Because if
What do you mean
you
double
finish
mythic?
the hard mode without timing, you still get mythic in your vault.
Do
Oh.
you?
Yeah.
Does it count as
Yeah.
a 10?
It counts as a 10.
If you
Okay.
complete it, you get
Yes.
mythic in your vault.
Yes.
Why the fuck aren't we doing this, dude? Like,
Because
we
it
need to
takes
do that this
3 times the amount of time to do it than just
Yeah,
doing
but
a 10.
if we get it on farm, then we
It will
can
still
get.
take 3 times because we'll be doing 8 bosses instead of like going to our car and just running
Yeah,
that
but
3
aren't
times.
there's like good trinkets
getting-
in Taz, isn't there?
They're
Like,
decent.
I don't have all
Oh.
heroic gear. Like,
We're getting a little off of the topic.
Hey, what's the
I
topic?
think yeah, there should be stuff that you can't just go in and get free myth gear, and it should be hard the first couple weeks. And I'm sorry if people feel that that's not including them, but it is what it is. It's a game based around progression. You can get this stuff eventually if you're really good and you have a good tight group that can do this week 1. Okay, you get a little cookie early in the season. At the end of the day, we're all gonna have our full myth at the end because of the 10 keys, and it is what it is.
We
look,
talked-
I'm putting a bow on it,
yeah.
and the bow is.
I'll leave a note.
This is just the bow, is that there's many avenues to get mythic gear. And some of them are not even that
Do you know
fucking
what put
hard.
a bow on it
Mhm.
means?
This
Like,
is not
like-
a bow.
That's the bow.
This is the opposite. of
And
a
the bow is stop crying, go do
Like-
any of the other things that you can get mythic gear from.
I personally wouldn't do this because I'm with, I don't want to do a content where I need to feel like I let other people down or I'm so stressed about it. I want to just chill and just slam a 10 key, and whether we time it or not, and just be like, all right, we did it, whatever.
You know what a great feeling is, though? When somebody else fucks up and it wasn't you.
I bet.
It's
like
awesome.
Blicky.
Just the
Bro,
relief
Who doesn't
that
know
watch-
who doesn't know he
I-
can invis out of the
We
the-
understand that,
jail.
Blicky got hit with the thing, but I mean, come on, you guys didn't break him out. You had plenty
Yeah,
of
you didn't
time.
break me out, brother.
The relief that washed over me when you died, I was like, oh thank God, it wasn't me.
On the first like literally not even like
In fact,
5 minutes in.
I let you die. I just didn't quite DPS as hard as
So-
I had.
Oh,
Just-
I
I'm just
know.
kidding.
I know.
For the sake of time, I'm gonna keep things going.
We have
so
half an hour. We have so much time.
We
No,
are halfway through our tab scrap.
Lithium's got to wake up early. He's got to go in the office.
The other
every
thing
day.
is though that have you heard like okay, so Scrap, you know how you can't teleport to Celia's Gambit for the Keystone anymore? Did you notice that?
Yeah, I
do you mean?
did.
Oh, you
I don't
can't
know.
go start in the beginning of Gambit?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Do you know why they did that?
No, why did they do that?
So the reason why is because it started with whenever people would be like forming a hard mode group or even just like preparing for a Tazavesh key,
Mhm.
someone in the group would immediately jump off the edge and kill themselves, so everyone lost their buff. So Blizzard fixed that by making sure that if you jumped off at the start, it would pull you back up. So then what
Okay.
they started doing is they started porting to the Celia's Gambit keystone and then pulling all these murlocs and getting themselves killed there. So they took out the port. And yeah, there's just been a ton of trolling on this hard mode.
People got so much time on their hands.
So again, this goes back to the point of I can't plug this because people are just such assholes. I can't even get into the goddamn start of
That's
it. Anyways.
a complete different issue
Yes,
at that
yes,
point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on. Like,
Okay.
what are you doing? What are you doing?
Let's talk quickly. We got 30 minutes to talk about some of the things that actually came out of Gamescon and Midnight. Starting with, I want to talk about how normally whenever we have a expansion on the horizon, like rumor season goes absolutely wild. Now, of course, we haven't had that this time around because they kind of pre-released all the information we're going to have, including where is it going to be and all that stuff long ago with the World Soul Saga release. But I do want to take a second to show you this alleged teaser of what was going to happen in the cinematic, which was Zaltath was going to come and get the jailer and do something with it. And
No. God.
I just
Who's
wanted that
writing this?
reaction. That's what I wanted.
Who's writing this fucking Satan? Like, why are they trying to get rid of
Oh,
the
this is
king?
great. This
This-
is great. I
kind-
love it. I love
Is
I
it.
that-
kind of like the
League
old
of Legends?
school.
Like MMO writers writing this to get rid of the game? Like, what the
Dude,
fuck?
anything to tilt scrap is my favorite.
Why?
Really appreciate the very old school kind of computer graphics. Like this looks like something you'd see on like an early 2000s games
No,
cutscene.
this is one of
Yeah,
those
GPT.
things where somebody's sitting in the movie theater with a camera.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. Kind of looks like Midjourney. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks Midjourney, the filter over it, but it's hard to say these days.
That's so fucking
Yeah.
funny. I genuinely was like, oh my God, I have to show Scrap this.
If this is real, I will unsub.
This is why Sylvanas is coming back. The jailer told her she has
See
to
ya.
save 12 dinas.
Oh my god,
Bye,
puke.
scrap.
I'll puke live on
Okay.
camera for you guys.
Let's
Oh.
talk about Gamescom and the stuff that
I
came
will.
out.
Threat.
I don't know if you've heard any of the Scrap. I don't even know if
Of course you know.
well,
I
actually, you
have not.
Yeah, IO
Yeah.
has because he's been posting some of the links and all that stuff. But
Yeah,
Lithin, like, okay, here's the problem with Gamescom, and people are really upset.
yeah,
Uh,
this sucked.
Normally, Legion launched at Gamescom or was announced at Gamescom, but they had a whole panel to go, like, I think right off the bat. This time around, Gamescom had their opening night where they just had trailers, trailer. And even if like someone like Holly Longdale and her sweet jacket came up, like she just kind of introduced the trailer and then the trailer, right? And then for the next 2 days, I think it was, there were no panels for World of Warcraft. But what ended up happening was there was a ton of interviews, and the devs that were going to be doing the panels were essentially giving away the information that you would see in the panels. So for example, this interview about the talents and what was going to happen happened before the panel did, but announced that there were going to be 10 more talent points added. There are going to be things called Apex talents. Again, like just a huge dump of information, but we had no details and no visuals to go along with it to fully understand it. There was another example where they're going to like have a, where is it? They had one about like we're gonna have DPS meters and new
Oh, I remember that. Somebody
what are they
posted that.
called? What's Plater do? Nameplates.
Oh, nameplates.
Nameplate.
Yeah.
They're gonna have new nameplates added to it. I'll show you some pictures of that in a second. But they they revealed this information in an interview 2 days before we were gonna get to see it. And Wowhead apparently didn't have anyone there to like be able to quickly write these things up. It was like Squishy even talked about how he was watching it like streamed from Mr. GM via Twitter and like the 320p whatever. And I just thought that was so strange that all this important information didn't have like a proper avenue for news. So I'm hoping we can try to dissect this all real quick together. But we did learn about the new Demon Hunter spec. It's called Devour with an Annihilator hero talent. Apparently, it looks and sounds like it's going to be built a lot like how Surrender to Madness was for Shadow Priests, maybe without the death part.
Yeah, you have to like kind of keep up your metamorphosis. It sounds like it's kind of like it's almost like a Breath of Sindragosa. It sounds like too.
Oh, a juggle. I love a juggle.
Sounds to me like a support spec, honestly.
Well,
what's interesting
it
is
gets more powerful the longer you hold it, though. So like the more you juggle, the better it gets. You know,
more versatility.
What's interesting is they're taking Felscard away from Vengeance, and this is going to share this Annihilator hero with Vengeance now. So I'm interested to see how that impacts the Vengeance people players. Because
Vengeance is going to be S tier again.
Yeah. So they said that they're removing the Fel part of it, and they're just calling it Scarred or something like that. Because if you're whatever this Devourer is. You're not going to have Fel, you're going to have Void. So they axe that and everything's going to be purple and blah, blah, blah. But you have like this, what's it called? Cosmic. In the raid boss, how that boss will pull in all these orbs and we have to intercept them.
Yeah.
That'll be your signature spell whenever you metamorphosize.
Oh, dude. Every one of those you intercept, you get a buff. Support spec.
Oh my god, dude! I would support
that would
spec.
be awesome.
I'm a support spec truther, like Lithium.
I beam your team for a DPS buff.
It's gonna be great, dude.
Honestly, like the more Lithium jokes about it, the more I like it.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's a mid-range support spec.
Man.
We learned about Prey will have player power associated with it through gear.
Wow.
You can get, I think, hero track gear. So it'll mix into the row with delves.
Will that put in stuff into your vault too? Because I know there's like open world slots on your vault.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
It'll be in the delve row or the open world. What do you call it?
I'm excited for Prey because those episodes of Family Guy where Peter's talking to people and then all of a sudden the chicken just comes out of nowhere and attacks them. I'm hoping that's what it's gonna be like. You're just gonna be like on your way to raid, like, hey guys, I'm almost there. And then all of a sudden,
Scrap's gonna be late to raid because she's like, oh my god,
oh shit. Sorry,
I
guys,
love
gonna
it.
deal with this real quick.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Prey. I hope it's not disappointing.
I'm going to pull up. It's not this video. Sorry, I'm going to pull up the Apex talents real quick. See if I can find them for you. So new talents, you're going to get 10 talent points.
Oh yeah, these press conferences were aired like days after they happened.
Like
by
10,
the way,
10 to,
you literally had like screenshots from content creators on, and like it sucks when they can't do this stuff at BlizzCon. It's it just sucks, but
yeah. I think it was an overall disaster for the rollout of it. Now, at the end of the day, is it really going to hurt anyone? No. It's just like,
not at all. But
we did get misinformation from it because of, like, for example, the transmog thing. We were even recording last week and said, hey, transmog's going to be free. Just to clarify how the system's going to work from now on.
Except it's not.
The way it'll work, no, it will be freer, let's put it that way. So one, you will now transmog per slot. So like anytime you change your shoulders, anytime you change your helm or whatever, it'll stay transmogged. But also you'll have like predetermined outfits, let's call them. I can't remember what they call them, but like outfits where, like, for example, when you walk into your house, your player house, you will automatically transmog into your, pajamas.
Put on your house shoes.
Yeah, exactly. Without paying for the transmog, right?
Okay, so I like that.
Yeah, so like you enter a dungeon, you'll be in your dungeon transmog. And again, they haven't explained exactly what the situations would entail, like how detailed you can get. But they made it sound like it's very detailed. Like when you start fishing, you'll transmog or whatever.
Love it.
So there's that will be freer, to a degree. And that's where the misinformation came from. But here's the hero talent or the talents. We will get 3 points for your class tree. Now there will not be any additional points or nodes on this one. You'll just be able to get more things that you may have not gotten. So everyone should have their fucking interrupts. Everyone should have their fucking curses.
That's gonna be a fucking button bloat problem. They're just you can just get more buttons.
No, because you'll get like 2% damage reduction on magic or whatever bullshit that you're
No,
like, you're supposed
wait.
to get, but you don't.
What about in the far right tree?
Okay,
They're adding more
I'm
nodes to
getting
that
there,
one?
Scrap. Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
See, I don't get my news spoiled or underhyped because I get my news from around the mage table.
And then you
So-
forget about it
Wow.
immediately when we talk about it 10 minutes later.
Yeah,
All right.
okay, go on.
Hero talents will have a new row
Mhm.
added, but they will not be any more spells. They will just be like adjusting how the hero talent plays, trying to make it more refined, more thematic. Okay.
Hmm.
You can see here that there will be like an additional choice node, but blah blah blah. And then inside the class one will be new Apex talents. Okay, so
God.
we'll see more about this. They are gonna have blue posts coming out for each class, I'm sure, very soon. But what'll happen is you'll have an Apex talent that will have 4 points that can be assigned to it. Okay, let me see if I can grab the examples I gave. Here we go. So here's some for like Unholy. You can see what it looks like, but Preservation and Devour. They said the first of the 4 and the last of the 4 will be pretty significant, like changes to a spell or like a signature thing that happens to it. And then the 2 in between it will be like, all right, so here's an example for Devour. When you, Collapsing Star will always critically strike. So that's the first point. The last point is entering Void Metamorphosis causes your soul to erupt, generating 10 lesser soul fragments and granting an immediate access to Collapsing Star. So 2 really impactful things to your tree. And then the ones in between will be like ramping up what those things do. So all cosmic damage dealt is increased by 6%, and Collapsing Star's critical strike damage is increased by 100% of your critical strike chance, right? So they will have these Apex talents. We don't know what they'll all look like. They may be great, they may not be. Obviously, there's a lot of concern about tuning talent trees to begin with. Again, I don't think those are really fair because tuning is looked for the most part really good. Your argument might be though, what?
What's the name of that ability? The Devour Demon Hunter one you were just reading?
Midnight?
That's the name of the expansion.
They
Oh
said
my
the name.
God.
Damn.
Anyways,
Didn't
Sorry.
see that coming.
here's the other thing about the Apex talents, though. You're not required to put the talent points into them, though. So if you want to add more to your talent tree and not use the Apex talent, you don't have to. However,
Or
they
if
say that they'll make
Wowhead
it-
tells me to do that or not do
Yeah,
that.
we're not going to get into that argument again.
I have a
I won't have to get
prediction.
into it.
So these are gonna edit or kind of impact abilities you have. I'm predicting Ashen Hollow's coming back, baby.
Oh my God.
You know what? Book that. I don't think it's happening.
It's gonna be in the apex trees.
So yeah, we got obviously, and we talked about this I think a couple weeks ago about like what's the new borrowed power thing going to be. So we
Talked
know
about
our,
last
Lame. This
Our
is
talent-
lame.
our talent trees are going to continue.
Yep.
What else? Alpha is coming soon, so Alpha's expected to be starting in a few weeks. And again, the blue post.
What's an alpha? The quests or what?
It's
The-
alpha before beta.
Yeah, Alpha.
No, what's in it?
So they
It's like the
they
earliest
have
build.
everything in a stable state.
What's in it?
Scrap. They have everything in a stable state, so they'll have like maybe half of the town trees, half of the zones. Like they'll have things, and they'll release. And this is what they did last time. They started with one zone, and like some of the classes having their talents, and every week they released a new zone and added more talents. Right?
Scrap,
So-
you're not gonna do it. It doesn't matter.
Just curious.
Well, and
It's-
usually you only see
it's just
the
a-
content creators. Speaking of which, I need to reach out to Blizzard and say like, how do we officially become a content creator? Because I found out that
Yeah.
apparently all the content creators get their copies of Midnight for free, and like, fuck that, we should be getting ours too.
I already pre-ordered it. God damn it.
Oh
Anyways,
yeah, I haven't yet. Nice.
So
Damn you.
what was this? Oh yeah, so Alpha will be coming out soon. We'll see blue posts, which we'll talk about at extent on this podcast when we see our personal ones and why we're upset.
Scrap, do you know what's in an alpha?
No,
Okay.
I haven't learned still. I heard some like half-ass zones and talents.
Alpha?
I don't know what
Alpha's
you
like
do
the
in it.
first stable version of the game.
Do you like
Is that a
walk
fair way to
around in
say
it? Do you do
Looking?
quests?
Yes,
What do you
can-
do in
You
Alpha?
can do pretty much everything, but you won't have everything accessible. Does that make sense?
Are they gonna take feedback from you, like if the story's bad?
Yeah. Well, no.
No,
Well,
they're
no,
too late
no.
to change the story.
Okay.
Uh,
They might
okay.
change beats, but they won't change the story.
It's primarily for like bug testing
Yeah.
to make sure everything's running stably.
Well, I only report bugs on the podcast around the mage table, so I will not.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
in this.
There you
Yep.
go.
Hence why you're
And
not
for
invited.
every bug they fix, you get 1,000 traders tenders on
But-
alpha.
I'm back. I'm back in.
So actually, no, we did talk about that though, didn't we? So the other thing though is once it hits another milestone of stableness where they feel like for example they have everything implemented and it's like ready for the general public to test, that's where beta will come in, and that's if you've pre-ordered with the whatever expansion or a collector's edition level, we will
Most
have access
expensive
to.
one, yeah.
Ioski, you said it yourself, like you're now more interested in getting into that kind of stuff so you can test it and start learning the stuff.
Oh
early.
yeah. No, coming into this season with the knowledge from the PTR of at least just kind of seeing the content before coming into it was awesome, and not having to learn stuff on the fly. It was great. I enjoyed doing it, so I'm definitely gonna try to hit the beta hard.
Why didn't you warn us it was ass?
This
You could have
season,
warned us.
everyone's
Yeah.
having a
Love this
great time
season.
this season. Yeah.
But
Well,
you saw
I'm
the
talking about the
quest.
story.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
we
no, no!
didn't
I'm
do
talking
that.
about like the dungeons and stuff. Yeah, no. Well, it's also tough to warn to know if the season's going to be good or not, because we usually have like the highest gear when we're doing the dungeons, so it's tough to tell how they're gonna feel when we're in our gear. So
I guess so. There's also only one new dungeon this season, which I mean, I don't mind.
also
Like,
we kind of knew how the story was gonna be beforehand. We just hoped it wasn't gonna be like
Mm.
I don't know,
preach.
preach.
We also
I thought the story was great.
Don't talk, Lithian. Let's move on.
I am coming around on it, but
Oh,
Why,
no.
why are you coming
Oh,
around
no.
on it?
I feel like they're sticking the landing.
Oh no.
That can't be real. Like that's gonna be a psych.
people. I
Wait, what's
feel like-
this? Hold on, pause.
I will
What's-
talk
what's
about this in a second, but I feel like people are like, are we the minority in that we think the story is bad?
No,
Yes.
I saw a lot of
you guys
comments.
think it's
No,
bad.
no,
I think
no,
it's
no, no.
great. I
Yeah,
think
you're
it's
just
great.
trying to you're trying to be the
I-
people's champion.
I
Yeah.
think
That's right.
that there's a lot of people that don't like the direction of the story, but I feel like there's a lot more people that are either apathetic to it or are just happy it's not Shadowlands. I think that's the kind of the
like
gist I'm getting.
It's worse than Shadowlands. Anybody who says this is not worse than Shadowlands is
I
psychotic.
kind of agree.
I know, and Frank is the biggest Blizzard simp of all time. He is like the canary in the coal mine.
You
If he
agree
starts,
that
if he's singing, get out. Like
you agree that this is
We
worse than Shadowlands?
Didn't even post
Yeah.
this yet, and I already see the dislike bar. I already see the subs dropping. We're not.
Shadow-
We're not getting
Shadowlands-
2,000.
Shadowlands had like such a
Okay.
fucking flat ending. Like the
ending was
punctuation
flat, but
point.
this ending was worse.
No, this
Nah,
ending
nah,
wasn't
nah,
worse,
nah.
but this arc was worse. Does that make sense?
Yeah, the arc. Well,
I
it's kind of hard to say the arc
The
was worse because the
expansion
arc
was
of the
worse, but the
jailer
ending was worse for
really
Shadowlands.
bad.
I don't want to talk too much about the story, but I will say I do think this one kind of had a more like hyper ending than the other one did. Like I feel like this one's like, okay, I'm looking forward to Midnight now, as opposed to, I mean, I guess I didn't play during Shadowlands, so I wouldn't know, but that one definitely seemed like you guys were
Dude.
saying
Dude,
the ending
people
was
were
kind of
hype
flat.
as fuck for Dragon.
The ending was bad, but Shadowlands, like, just like think of a concept. Like, just think of the image of like when Shadowlands happened. The sky fucking opens up, and you're gonna see all the dead characters that you love, and they're cool
Anduin is
afterlives.
being mind controlled.
So
What's gonna
much
happen
like
to him?
insane fucking world building. It's like, dude, this is the
Picture this.
afterlife.
The sky opens, you're gonna see a bunch of void creatures.
mob.
Okay,
Valeria's
we're not going
gonna
down
be
this
like-
tunnel. No, we're not going down
We're
this
going down the
tunnel.
route.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, people judge Shadowlands harshly and correctly because it was the arc was confusing and unsatisfying.
This
but
one's
it
not
had
confusing at all.
And they played the 4D chess move.
this was confusing why it left the writing room. You know, like it's like
Oh
Alright,
no.
alright.
okay,
You wanna learn
okay,
about
okay,
updated leveling?
okay. I
Updated
swear,
leveling.
I
Yes.
swear,
Yeah.
we're not going to be dicks about this the
So,
entire expansions.
There's an updated Exiles Reach to be more in tune with the things that they think you need to learn, like interrupts.
Cool.
Okay.
Boring.
I'm not gonna let this guy. Whatever. And they are going to now have a 1 to 70 leveling experience that goes through all of Dragonflight, where
Okay.
you will not only just do the major story beats, but you will also be able to do story mode raid for each of the raids, so you see how each story ends.
Yes,
Right?
I was thinking that when I was doing the BFA leveling, just like I wanted to level through BFA, and I was like, oh, like I was remembering things from the story, and I was like, oh wait, that happened after the raid. Oh, that happened, like, and I missed the ends of all the stories. So this
Part
is
of me
such a
wishes
good
that
idea.
they do the
You can
whole
go do
raid, or
it.
at least like 3 bosses of the raid or something. But what I
Just so
get.
I could see the cutscenes that play after the raid and stuff from like the patch quests, you know?
I was
Like-
thinking, I have a buddy. You guys met him at Gen Con. Frank didn't. His name is
Yes,
James.
I did meet him. He was really nice.
He was one of the first people I played WoW with back in the day. I was thinking about he hasn't played in years. Like when this drops, I was considering getting him a copy to have him go through this because he tried to get back into it in Dragonflight and couldn't really get vibe with the leveling as it was then, and seeing how like a returning player feels about the new leveling experience. I was thinking about doing something like that. So I
Wait,
don't know
now
if you
what are
guys
you
had
trying to
any...
tell me I have to pay for it?
No.
Yeah.
That's a side project. That's a...
Dragonflight is a great pick for this too because it's kind of a reset in the story, you know, and it's
Well, it
like
also
it's
sets up
cool.
the World Soul Saga too.
Yeah, I also feel like it sets
Yeah.
up the dragons really nice. It was like a good refresher on like here's all the dragonflights, here's what they're about, and like you learn about them quick enough and like kind of their interest, like the characters are interesting right off the bat. So if you don't know anything about WoW, like it's a really good spot to start. I
Well,
think.
so they don't stop there. So
Mhm.
1 to 70 is Dragonflight.
Mhm.
Then 70 to 80 will have a refined War Within experience that also does the same kind
Oh,
of
maybe
thing
they'll fix the story.
to take you through the story beats, like the major story beats to get you from 70
Yeah.
to 80. So that's nice. So it'll be great for people who are like, okay, what's this WoW thing all about? And they'll, at the
Mhm.
very least, they'll learn the World Soul Saga story so
Yeah,
that
they'll
they
have a
don't feel
launching
left
point
out, right?
to go into Midnight. Yep.
Yeah. But as you pointed out, Ioski, there's also a returning player experience. Let me see if I can find a thing about it.
Razageth.
Yeah, here we go. What? I just lost it.
Razageth again.
What is
I
wrong
love-
with you, man?
So-
I love her.
Razageth was a great campaign villain.
I
for
love
sure.
her, dude.
So for those players who haven't come back in a long time and see a whole bunch of quests no longer relevant,
What?
They just threw together a character with
They
like a
did.
dumb looking
did,
face.
yeah. this is
Old
worse than
Sharon
our this is
lady.
worse than our thumbnails, and like that's saying a lot.
Hey, I work hard on those.
No, I'm
thumbnails.
talking about
thumbnails
my
are
thumbnails,
terrible.
not your thumbnails.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So anyways, yeah, so if they have like quests and all the shit, what it'll do is they'll transport them into a Thrall or Jaina oriented story where
Oh.
they will learn how all the systems have changed. Like here's your town tree and here's how you interact with it, blah, blah, blah. And again, this is apparently where they'll teach people how to use their interrupts correctly and blah, blah, blah. And it's nice because it's something you can like just step out of whenever you feel like you're back up to speed. You don't have to like stick to it to keep going. So that's nice to see that they're trying to make that a little more accessible for everyone to come back, which is always great. I'm not really feeling like this is the, nail in the coffin of like, okay, this is what they need to do and now we're on track. I still think they need to have the same kind of Dragonflight experience that they're building for the other expansions. But in fairness, it sounds like they're moving towards that. So that's nice to see some.
Band-Aid.
Yeah. And again, really good for the War Within or the World Soul Saga kind of stuff.
It's a good Band-Aid. Definitely like to see them kind of vamp the whole experience as a whole, but hopefully this is a sign that they're kind of heading in that direction.
Yeah, this makes me very, very happy because I've been talking about this for a long time, that what I wanted is a revamped leveling experience. And I think that they're saying, look, we need you to know these story beats. We're feeding them to you, to the new player and stuff. So I'm very, very pleased with this.
I'm also happy that the one campaign has Thrall in it because now he can be on the War Within box because he's
I
now
was
involved.
feeling,
Now
I
they're
was
putting
feeling
him on Midnight's
positive.
box too.
Dude, I was feeling positive. You just made me mad again.
So-
Like,
Let me ask you this though.
Hurt.
Given that I talked about how there's no spoilers because the World Soul Saga has also been announced, but also that player housing, which would have been like, imagine player housing being announced alongside this and seeing how good it looks.
Mhm.
Do you think that maybe they're shooting themselves in the foot for the hype factor by, again, the Gamescon's poor way of
well,
announcing
I
all
was
stuff, but-
thinking, and I don't know historically, but like the season 3 just launched 3 weeks ago now. Do they often try a hype train this early into season? Like, there's a
no,
long
because they're
time.
trying to have a different
Well,
cadence.
Yeah, it's weird.
I mean, they were presenting at Gamescon, and they were trying to release content at Gamescon in a way that,
Uh-huh.
in a way that people can kind of string along some of the things that are going to happen over the next expansion
Well,
without.
yeah.
I don't know what the strategy was for how they were communicating these things, but they were having breakout sessions, they were giving demos, they were allowing people to play, the player housing, they were giving content creators access to things. It's just it all seemed to kind of happen in a weird way.
It does feel a bit
That
weird.
wasn't
I mean,
reported on, like that
do
wasn't.
they normally release expansions in the spring? Because I feel like it's always the fall, winter. Or
It's
am I
like
wrong?
it's like 75% fall, and then there've been
No.
2 or 3 that have been early.
Yeah, I don't. It feels a bit awkward. I mean, dude, just do a season 4 and put it where it always
Whoa,
is.
whoa, whoa,
That's
whoa,
what I
whoa,
was
whoa, whoa,
thinking.
So
Yeah.
it's been
boy.
confirmed there is no season 4, and
I know, but I just feel
highly
like-
disagree with you
yeah.
because Scrap. Okay,
Okay.
we haven't even had a chance to talk about Legion Remix here, but we're
Yeah,
going to be going
remix.
into a good start to the season, and we hopefully will be happily fed for a couple weeks to come. And then we're gonna have Legion Remix come out. We're gonna have Player Housing come out right behind it to kind of fill our station, like to fill our needs until midnight releases. There's apparently some really good pre patch stuff for the midnight, and on top of that, midnight itself looks pretty awesome so far. But like the hype is so different because of how this was all coming out that like I feel like you saying that you want a season 4 is exactly the problem. Like what?
You are the problem.
No,
I
but
think
like
that
she should be
Just
hype
so that
as
they
fuck,
could-
and she's
Just
not.
so they could hype it at the
Back-
right time.
Back in the day, I think this is something you would have seen a bigger reveal for, and they revealed the features and got everyone hyped for at this point. But I think the reason why they kind of drip feed them out to us, especially something like player housing, is I think they want to get a ton of feedback to make sure that when they
Yeah,
implement
yeah,
it,
that makes
they
sense.
can get what people want. So they can just be like, oh, cool, here's housing, guys. And it turns out it's just like Garrison's 2.0, and everyone's like, this sucks. And they're like, well, we didn't really have anything to go on.
No,
Well, now
I
they do. So.
I
Well,
think the strategy is
the-
smart. Go on, Lithium. Sorry.
The thing is, they don't control. I mean, they didn't have control over when Gamescom was going to happen.
True.
They just opted to say, hey, at Gamescom, we're going to release content related to the new expansion, and I think I think the way they did it isn't terrible. I think they were expecting content creators to get out there and feed the masses, and then
Which they did.
syndicators
Just not
to pick them up.
professionally.
Right? Yeah. What?
Can
do
I
you got?
present a tin hat
No,
theory?
Tin
Like,
hat. Tin hat. Okay. Tin
so
hat.
you know how like every time Nestle is in like a child
Oh, no.
slavery case, they like trans an
What the
M&M.
fuck? Where are we going, man?
No,
Where are we going?
no. Here's what I'm saying. Let me say my statement again
I
because
don't
I,
think I've
thought it out.
ever heard Ioski be so aghast.
What's
Let me
happening?
say it one more time for.
Let's
for the-
start
No,
over. Start
no,
over.
no,
Try
please
again.
don't.
Try
Start over.
again. Tin hat.
Do you know how whenever Nestle is in a child slavery case, they trans an M&M? Like, I kind of feel like they knew that this.
What?
Do you guys know what I'm
Bro,
talking about, or do I need to
what?
elaborate?
No.
No,
Are
finish
you-
your point. Finish your
just
point. I gotta
get-
hear where this is going. No,
Okay.
I'm in for the ride.
I
Let's
feel
go.
like they knew that this was a really underwhelming end to this expansion. They don't want people to mull on or to
Oh, yeah?
fester on that. And so they're
beat
just like,
that
no, stay. We have really good stuff coming. We have great stuff coming.
Scrap.
Stay because
That's
it's like
insane.
week 3.
That's insane because you're
I said it
suggesting
was a tin hat theory.
No, but it's insane. It's not even just like a conspiracy theory. It's just flat out what? Because you're suggesting that when this story came out, the War Within ending, right?
Mhm.
Which was what, 2 weeks ago at most, that they were able to turn
week.
around an entire presentation and
I think
like
they
launch event.
knew. I think they knew
No,
before
fuck
they
off.
shipped it
Fuck
that they were
off.
like, dude, we have to distract people from how bad this is.
Oh my god!
Like, we better
Insane.
roll out some housing
Insane.
cues or
Jesus
something.
Christ. Okay.
Okay, well, maybe the people
What's
are with
the
me.
next-
Maybe,
what's
maybe,
next?
No, I have
maybe
one
the
last
people
thing I
are
wanted to
not
ask
with me.
about. So, okay, we have a launch of an expansion in, let's call it January, February, March.
March. I heard.
So BlizzCon is September of next year. That's going to be too early for them to announce a new expansion, you think?
That's
right?
why they should do season 4,
That's what
and then
you
they
think.
can talk about
No,
midnight at BlizzCon.
I mean, yes, Lithium, that's what. By the way, I'm ignoring
That's what
Scrap
you
altogether.
think.
Okay.
Were you
Dude,
saying
they
that's what you
have
think
to-
to
it-
Scrap or to us?
Well, no, because here's the deal: if they're gonna host a convention, they're gonna have some announcements.
they have to.
They
Like,
they
like
have
banger
to.
of announcements.
Yeah, there's got to be something
WoW
that they're gonna
too.
tee
Ready.
up.
you ready? Here's what they're gonna announce. They're gonna announce
WoW on an
Legion
Xbox.
Classic, Legion Classic, yeah. They're gonna be like Legion Classic. Everyone's gonna be super hyped for that. They're gonna announce a new Diablo season. They're gonna announce Overwatch 2.5. They're gonna go back and fix Overwatch.
Overwatch
wrong with
2.5.
you?
Back to the beginning.
Dude, what if we go to BlizzCon and it's all Overwatch? They're
They're
just
gonna do
Oh,
It's Diablo and Shawnee's not even there.
Heroes
if
of the
it's-
Storm Classic. They're gonna
Dude, what if
announce that.
it's-
Everyone's gonna be so hyped.
new Hearthstone.
Oh, actually, you know
Candy-
what? They might have a
no,
new
no.
game. They might have a
Candy
new
Crush.
game.
Candy Crush.
Oh my
Yeah, no,
God.
that is a weird timing. I don't quite know. Maybe
They-
it'll be a less hype BlizzCon than normal.
They have to have they have to be teeing something up, man. Because
Warcraft 4.
this is their
Cool.
flagship
be.
game, man.
All right,
Is it? I
well,
thought Candy Crush
we
was.
won't speculate because of time.
Candy
for how much
Crush.
Okay, couple last things to talk about real quick. All right, Sylvanas is
Oh my God,
apparently
quick.
coming back. So LOL,
Pass.
we got that right. Pass.
No, not pass.
Pass on this.
I'm excited.
Scrap.
I'm excited.
That's why.
for
That's
her
why
to
the
come back.
jailer's here because Sylvanas is coming back. Okay.
That's right.
Pass.
I'm excited. I'm
Scrap.
excited.
You know
Let's
how
go.
we talked about Skyriding's dead, like the races.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe.
apparently it's not
just so
entirely
sad.
dead because you can get some new gear if you do the Eastern Kingdoms cups.
I already did
Ugh.
this.
No, they have a new
I already
one.
did the.
They have a new one.
Oh, I have to do
Oh.
the Eastern Kingdom Cups again?
I honestly don't know. Like, you just have to use your Riders of Azeroth badges, but like, do you have enough that were left over from doing it in the first place?
I have a good amount. They normally. So I knew the cups were coming back because you can't earn
They
enough
emailed you
badges.
saying, "Scrap, please."
No, because you couldn't earn enough badges to collect every reward. So you would have to save some for the next season or whatever,
Mhm.
kind of like traders tenders. So I knew they were coming back, but I thought they would be coming back with Pandaria Cup and Legion
Nah.
Cup but instead we're just doing Eastern Cup again. That makes me so sad.
This is great. I love
This
it.
is heartbreaking.
I love it. I think it's
I love
awesome.
I've full cleared. This is the only achievement page that I've 100%ed. I've full cleared all the races, all the cups. I even did the stupid fuck ass car. And now they're getting rid of it. They did it to
Nice.
my boy
Well-
Archaeology. Now they're doing it to my
Your
boy Dragon
Why is
Rage.
archaeology got to be a boy?
It's just boy. I don't know. It's just my boy, dude. I loved Archaeology.
Whenever Blizzard is caught in a child slavery case,
Oh,
they,
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
They-
know.
they transit
Tin hat.
a profession.
All right,
Put your tin hat away.
I'm gonna leave Legion Remix for another time. Apparently,
Yeah,
there's
we
a
got
lot of
plenty of
drama.
time.
There's a lot of drama around that. Apparently, it's
Wait,
coming
I
back.
kind of want to know what the drama is.
Well, people are
You-
unhappy with it. They're very
Why?
unhappy with it.
We'll find
They-
out next time.
Yeah,
So
we'll
No,
find
no,
out
no.
next
Breezy did a
time.
video on it. I watched a little bit about it. Apparently, it is extremely slow.
I
and-
think that's good.
What?
I thought Pandaria was too fast. I was like, I couldn't complete all the quests, and I was already
Whoa.
capped on level. So
What do you mean by slow? by the way?
Well, so he was saying that he used to be in Mop Remix, for example. You could solo all the content you wanted, just depending on what you
Yeah,
kind of
but-
content you did.
People
Yeah.
had to bug the frogs to do that.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
no
they had to do
frog
weird
farm.
stuff.
So Breezy's not that kind of player. He's not, Bellular or whatever. I don't know
that
I'm
guy's
throwing shade
cool.
at Bellular, but wait, what?
The Soul So Breezy's cool, dude.
Yeah, he's
Look,
he's a
I
chill
thought-
as fuck guy, in my opinion.
Yeah, I like that guy.
Frank,
like
I
that
thought I thought
the guy
what
with the
we
hair
did-
plugs I don't like.
That's
I thought what we
preach.
did in Pandora
Oh.
Remix was fucking
Sorry.
stupid.
Oh.
Like,
Well, no, so there
we could
obviously
level in like 3 hours to level.
well, that
cap.
part wasn't stupid to me because that's not where I wanted to spend my time, right? I wanted to spend my time in the raids.
But
and
is
the
that what people are
dungeons.
bitching that you can't do that? That you
No,
can't
it's not that you
blast?
can't do that. It's that like once you get to a certain power level, you used to be able to like do like level through the dungeons by yourself, and that's not going to be the case anymore.
We'll probably talk about it in the next
Talk about it.
episode.
Okay,
Yeah. There's a lot
that's
to
not
unpack because there's a
exciting.
new system with the artifacts that's like strange and yeah. So we'll
Mysterious?
save it for another time. We'll save it for another time.
Yeah,
So in the
sounds-
meantime,
boring.
we gotta wrap this up because it's already late and I gotta go to bed. Lithian's gotta go to bed, and you've been seeing me yawn all night.
And I gotta do
Any
keys.
tips or tricks? Any tips of the week for you guys?
My last word is gonna be that sometimes Scrap says some really crazy stuff that might offend some people, but we apologize for her.
Our
I
guild
don't
message of the
apologize for her.
day is just because of how outrageous she can say some things.
What did I say?
And
hate juice?
Anduin?
Yeah.
And Nestle chocolate milk is delicious, and let's not forget
No,
that.
actually, fuck Nestle. I'm just gonna say
Nestle
that.
is banned from my household. At one
fuck
point,
Nestle.
Darren did the whole list, and we had to cut out so much good shit from our
Yes,
lives.
yeah.
Like Buitoni pastas, dude, you can't have those. You know the
What?
Buitonis? Yeah, the Buitonis, like the raviolis, are
How many
Nestle.
pages did you have to go through of Nestle products to get to Patoni's
my
pasta and
God.
say, "Oh no"?
Darren is serious about it. I was like, "Can we keep the Buitonis?" He was like, "No."
Oh man,
I was like, no.
couldn't even
But
compromise on the Patonis.
I still sneak a Buitoni here and there.
I'm telling them.
Go tell him.
I'm gonna pocket that piece of information for when Scrap tries to tell us about how high and mighty she is. I'm just gonna say Patoni pasta.
Here's
no.
here's what I have to say about that. There's no ethical consumption under capitalism, so consume.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay,
All right,
that's your tip of the week. All right.
That's my tip of the week.
Liv,
Tip of the
anything you wanna add?
week.
Tony,
I thought Scrap would tell everyone
eat
about how
your-
you can get your Reshi wraps upgraded by just putting.
No,
your
I wanted to tell
Oh,
everybody
God.
that about
Tony's
the,
pasta guilt
hold on.
free.
Can we have a moment here?
Okay.
No.
Serious moment.
Something
All
really
right.
serious happened. The whale shark at the Atlanta aquarium has died.
I don't care
Oh.
about that.
His
Do
name
I
was
have to care about it?
his name was Taroko.
Scrap
and he
reported
died.
the news to me faster than the Atlanta News reported the news to me.
Digs out for Taroko.
I love Taroko.
Except
I have
for
him on my
Taroko.
sweatshirt.
You know I'm going to put an
Okay.
RP at the end of this episode now for that.
Oh my god.
As long as it's respectful, I'll send you my picture I have of me with Taroko.
Okay, fine.
My tip is get 8 hours of
too
sleep,
soon.
man.
Jesus
Get 8
Christ.
hours of
All right.
sleep.
Not
Scrap.
fucking happening. What?
Scrap. Which hurt you more, Taroko or Harambe?
Taroko, are you kidding me? Harambe deserved it. He did something wrong.
Scrap
right,
knows
all
that
right.
my family lives in
Go to
Atlanta,
there, go to
and she every time I say I'm going to Atlanta, she always says, "Oh my god, are you going to the aquarium?" Like as if that's the reason why I'm going to Atlanta.
I got matching tattoos with my girl because we spent 2 spiritual days at the aquarium. I'm very aquarium pilled,
That means she
especially the
was
whale
high,
sharks.
guys. That means she was
Is
very
the
high.
Atlanta aquarium
It's
like
not.
a really good one, or is it?
It's the best
One of the
one
best-
in
one of
the
the best in the world.
country.
Yeah, one of the
It's
best in
the
the world.
only.
It's all right.
It's one of the
It's
only
okay.
2 aquariums in the world that exhibits whale sharks. I've seen both.
Well, now they
and-
exhibit one less.
No,
Yeah.
there's 2. Yushan, the other
Oh,
whale shark,
They
is
replaced
still there.
it.
Yeah.
They
No,
replaced,
they
what-
did. It's very hard to replace.
They get a baby
had
one.
Oh, hold on. One
No.
died.
One died. Yes.
They had 2. One died.
But they're about the same age, so I'm a little.
So they
bit
only have
worried.
one left.
They have one left. So let our hopes and prayers be with you, Sean, in these difficult times, that he can survive without his friend he's been with for over a decade.
Yeah,
Um,
that other one's probably gonna.
No,
Like the Golden Girls of whale sharks.
Yeah,
You're
it's like
making me really
I can't
sad.
live. I can't live without my friend.
they've been together. They were saved from I think a Taiwanese fish market,
Oh,
and yeah, and
You
they've
think
lived
that's
together in
illegal?
that tank
How big
forever.
were they in the fish market?
yeah, I know what.
Actually, so I took a behind the seas tour.
Oh
when I
my
was
gosh.
there.
This is
By the way,
another
I want
hour-long
to call out that she
podcast.
said behind the seas because
Yes,
that's,
it's behind the
that's
seas.
how,
I have
how
hold on, I have my
fucking in
badge.
tune she is with the fucking.
Bro, God, I need to go to bed. What is this? What is happening right now?
Am I behind the seas badge?
Oh my
And my whale
gosh.
shark hair clip.
I'm surprised she hasn't ever used that to write down timestamps.
I have
Yeah,
a
where-
passion for marine life. Okay, but you guys look into Taroko and
I'm gonna look
Yushan
into it.
and the
I'm gonna look
Atlanta
into it.
Aquarium. They have
Donate-
3
donate to
manta
the
rays on
Atlanta
exhibit.
Aquarium.
Please do. Here's something about the Atlanta Aquarium. They are
No, that's okay.
entirely
We're good. We don't have enough time.
they are entirely non-profit. So like everything goes into research. They were
Based
able
on
to
the fucking
open.
tickets, I wouldn't believe it.
No, but it all goes to research and stuff. And the guy who made the Atlanta Aquarium, he's like the CEO of Home Depot, who's like not such a great guy, but he's great in this, and he's
Oh
just
my
like billions
Oh
of
my
dollars.
god.
I learned this in the behind the scenes story.
All right. Okay.
But hold on.
Wait,
He put
no,
all his
scrap.
last second. He put all his own money into it, so the aquarium could open debt free and be non-profit. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, thanks for that. Scrap.
Just like
Appreciate
Nestle,
it.
Yeah.
he's got a checkered pass, but he can be given free pass.
Behind the
Or-
scenes.
what was it? What pasta?
Patoni's
Patoni's
pasta.
Tony
Patoni?
pasta.
Eat the Patoni pasta.
Eat your
without guilt,
Patonis, man, and
because
shut your
you
mouth.
can't consumption capitalism.
Oh.
Badonk-donk.
Sorry, you made me rant.
Well,
about
I forgot
special
my
interest.
my tip of the week from
It doesn't.
there.
It doesn't matter.
So,
Just yeah. Let's-
did you guys know the new Demon Hunter spec is going to be int based?
Yeah,
No.
in
Did not.
or-
Bro, you know why? It's support. That's why.
Just support. You gotta be
And the
support,
podcast
support.
right
That's
here.
episode
End it.
55 from us. It is a late night for us, so I will edit this and get it out whenever I can. I'm not going to promise an episode next week because it's Labor Day, right?
Yes, Labor
But there's
Day.
a possibility if some cool things happen, we get some blue posts going. If you don't see us next week, you will see us the following week. Until then, enjoy your keys. Keep keep the /abandon off hotkey, and you know,
And prayers for you, Sean.
and bring your crystals
Prayers-
out
no,
for your
yeah,
vault.
prayers for you, Sean. Yep. Goodbye.
Good night, everyone.